It is the MJ Morning Show. MJ with the entire crew here after a Labor Day weekend. It's the Tuesday that feels like the Monday, so kind of a shortened week, quicker to the weekend this week. Temperature-wise, man, I tell you what, it was kind of pleasant out there. It was the first time in a long time that it didn't feel like just a press. It's the first time in a long time I wasn't sweating like a pig just walking out to my car in the driveway, No,
it was really nice weather all weekend long.
Sunday night, we were out at night, and it was almost cool.
Yeah,
really nice.
I checked the temperature on my car because, most cars these days have the thermometer, the temperature reading, and I find mine to be very, very accurate. And I had 78 degrees.
Yeah.
When I got into the car, 78, the drive over the Howard Franklin, the bridge, 78 degrees. That's better than the 86. We've had like 86, 87, 88 overnight temperatures. It's like, what the freak? It's been awful. Just terrible. Froggy, I wasn't sure whether you're going to make it today with the old Jimmy Buffett thing. Of course.
Oh, what happened? I didn't hear.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's been a long weekend for the kid.
Yeah, so Jimmy Buffett, I guess they said skin cancer.
A rare skin cancer.
Yeah. So...
a man who lived for the sun.
Yeah, about to say, kind
killed
of
killed by
oddly, ironically appropriate, I think.
Yeah, what Rush Limbaugh. Remember, he died of lung cancer, right? And he used to make fun of how smoking didn't do anything to your health, and he used to joke about secondhand smoke. It was just a big farce. It didn't, and then Rush Limbaugh died of lung cancer. A lot of folks didn't make a big deal out of that. But
how long did he smoke for?
Oh, I think a long time.
Like 50 years.
So he died of firsthand smoke.
Yeah, well, he was a cigarette smoker, and then he was a cigar smoker later on. Typically, you don't inhale cigar. I'm not a cigar expert or cigar aficionado, but
a lot of guys that inhale cigars.
And I don't subscribe to Cigar Aficionado. That's a magazine, by the way. So, Froggy, I'm sorry about your loss with Jimmy Buffett. I know you're a big Jimmy Buffett fan. I really can't name anything beyond Cheeseburger in Paradise and Margaritaville.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Well, I can name.
Yeah, I know you can. We don't need to do it now, so.
Plenty.
I know. Weekend Roundup. Hey, just quickly here before we really launch the show, and today I went through my pile of unused material. I don't even know why I prepped over the weekend. I don't even know why I prepped last night. I've got so much great unused crap that we've got to talk about. So this week is going to be, I gotta go through the leftover drawer, man.
It's a little catch-up this week?
I got to go through the fridge. You get the leftover drawers of, the lunch meats and the, all kinds of junk on the shelves all piled in and little Pyrex dishes and everything. And
see what's not spoiled.
Yeah, no, nothing's spoiled. I went through my pile. I had time over the weekend to go through all of my leftover material, and and nothing's spoiled. It's all just
fresh.
It's all good stuff. It's certified fresh, like Rotten Tomato. Oh, Michelle and I watched a movie last night. I got my prep done early. So we were able to watch a movie last night, and we watched something great. Because I saw a story. It's like, hurry up. This is going to expire on Netflix on the 23rd of September. This movie's going away. And, well, I had to end up paying for it because it wasn't on Netflix.
Oh.
Turned out it was a foreign story. It was like it was going away on UK Netflix. It's like, son of a... But I'll tell you what, man, it was, I don't know, $3.99, so it was well worth it. We bought it on Amazon Prime. We saw a unbelievable, highly recommend this movie, and we'll get into that later on. All right, round the horn here quickly. Rox?
Yeah.
Putting on your makeup this morning.
Around the horn. What you mean, like what we did this weekend?
Can I? Yeah, exactly. But you don't need to put makeup on. Just you don't need it. I'm telling you.
I sit in front of a camera. I just put a little bit on, but I appreciate that. That's a nice thing for you to say to start my week off. Thank you.
You got your own cardboard to block the infiltrating light that you don't like. You have your own little fluorescent TV light ring in front of you.
And I think
we all look ghoulish because we have no light. But
no
Roxanne,
makeup. Well,
notice Roxanne glows because Roxanne, in front of her face, she's got a illuminated light ring that lights her up, while as we all look like pasty and awful in here.
I'll get you guys light rings if you want. Look up and down the hall. Everybody else has them.
I don't want a light ring. I don't need a light in front of my face.
Well, plus, the females have them, right?
But where else? Where would it go? The studio is a cluttered freaking mess. Where would a light ring go? Where are you going to put a freaking light ring? And then I got bright light all in my face? Why don't you just shine headlights in my eyes on a dark country road at 3 o'clock in the morning?
All right. Do your morning show now with the high beams on you.
Jeez, Andrew's holding up his cell phone with his little LED flashlight. So Roxanne, what did you do this weekend?
Let's see. Daviana had a world-class meltdown when we were out in public on Sunday.
Yeah,
so much
you
so
got to control that. You got to get a grip on that.
I mean, I can share this story with you because you've met her. She's lovely. She's smiley and well-behaved.
I don't know about that. She doesn't want anything to do with us.
Well, that's a good thing right off the bat. That's
crawls
smart.
under the counter when she comes in here.
Yeah, and Froggy and Fester have been around her. She got riled up with their boys.
I read your story,
yes.
so
yeah.
You sent me an email with just a couple of show ideas, and you mentioned that your kid had a classic, just an award-winning meltdown.
It was like nothing I've ever seen.
Oh,
like so
my
traumatic. Like
God.
Doug and I are staring at each other like, those are your genes. No, those are your genes.
That's where you need chloroform. You need kitty. Seriously, at like Babies R Us, they sell kitty chloroform. Is it baby? Are they even around? Did they get chloroformed? I don't even know if Babies R Us is around anymore.
Are they? I don't know.
Yeah. So you had a big melt. We'll get into that later on. Fester, did you freeload? Did that plan come together?
It came together so perfectly. We had the best time ever. And the total bill was like $12 plus gas. But it was fantastic.
I've got a story to tag on. Whatever we're going to talk about your freeloading weekend, where we'll get into this later on. Fester is the freeloader of the show. Whatever you have to discuss, I've got something to add on to because I got a dream story for you.
Okay.
Ooh.
And in fact, I want to do this and time-lapse video it.
Are you talking about like a dream scenario?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, don't guess. I don't want to give it away. So, and then, I don't know, when did they announce that Jimmy Buffett had passed? Was that Saturday?
Yeah, I saw it early Saturday morning that Jimmy Buffett passed. Then I started getting text messages from listeners, all very concerned about Froggy.
Yeah, that Froggy might take his own life.
Well, I was in bed all weekend. Didn't feel like doing anything, really.
Did you do anything this weekend?
I did the yard, and that's about it. Listened to Jimmy for about 2 hours straight. Broke down a couple times.
Froggy's the parrot head on the show, folks.
My favorite song is, being a 20-year Tampa Bay Parrot Head member, you have to pick your favorite song when you become a member, and mine is Tin Cup Chalice, a beautiful song.
That's not is that a real song?
Maybe we'll play it later on the show.
Tin Cup Chalice?
With a tin cup for a chalice, fill it up with good red wine, we'll be chewing.
Are you making this up, or is that a real song?
Honeysuckle vine.
Oh, look at this. Time for traffic.
No, I'm not done.
Time for traffic.
Rest in peace, Jimmy.
All right, so Froggy apparently had a wrecked weekend because Jimmy Buffett had a pass on Labor Day weekend. All right, 6:09, just getting rolling. MJ Morning Show, Pat off, and Kathy in with traffic. Back in a minute. the MJ Morning Show on Q105. MJ and the crew here at 620. So if you didn't follow my riddle just a few minutes ago, it wasn't intended to be a riddle. I was just, trying to do a teaser without giving it away. So I essentially said, I just found out about this thing, but it's not for us. It's for somebody else. And I didn't know that we had this thing last month. And I'm like, son of, what happened here? Why did I know about this?
What are you talking about?
We as in who?
This area.
Okay,
so this area, well, really, even more extensively, the state of Florida. I had no idea, and I know that a lot of teachers are getting ready. Well, a lot of folks are getting ready for work and school right now, but a lot of teachers are. And I saw a story over the weekend that teachers can get free coffee at Wawa every single day in September. Teachers can go into Wawa and get free coffee every single day in September. And then I look at the story, and it's like in Pennsylvania, Wawa in New Jersey, Wawa in Delaware, in Maryland, in Virginia, in Washington, D.C. I'm like, son of, we've got, Wawas here. And then Fester looks it up. The promotion in Florida was August. How did we not know about this? I had no idea that teachers were able to go into Wawa during the month of August and get a free coffee every single day.
We missed it. Wah, wah, wah.
Well, I think...
I see what she did. The Wawa.
Yeah, wah, wah.
Pretty good.
Funny.
Wah,
I noticed.
Wah.
I don't know, Fest, you're the Wawa guy. Did they have a sign up or something?
I don't know.
Guess what? If Festa knew about this, Festa would have been there every day because Festa would have just walked in saying, "Hey, I'm a teacher."
Admittedly, I'm more of a I'm more of a Circle K man these days.
Oh, that's right. You're doing Circle K endorsements.
That's right.
Yeah. Are you still doing those endorsements?
Yeah, I think for another month.
How long's that contract for? Another month, you think?
I think about another month.
All right.
For you.
Then I'll be a Thornton's man.
But I had no idea that in August that Wawa did free coffee for Florida teachers. And I think all you have to do is walk in and say, I'm a teacher. So how many scamsters are out there getting free coffee? Oh, yeah, I'm a gym teacher.
Okay, so
yes, I'm a wood shop teacher.
You have to show your school ID.
You have to show your ID?
So, I mean, it's probably been a while since you've been in schools, but like every teacher has the lanyard with their picture on it.
I get that. But
you have to show your school ID.
But what I saw, hang on a minute, because you must bring their... to receive their free cups of coffee, educators must bring their coffee to the checkout counter and tell the cashier that they work at school. No, that's why I saw this. I'm like, it didn't say in the story that you had to show your school ID to get your free coffee. Oh, that's why I thought it was a good scam for you.
I'd camp out there.
Because, yeah, exactly. So Fester would be there every day. You don't have to show an ID.
Could they define teacher? Like, can a Little League coach go? That's a teacher. According
to this story, educators must bring their coffee to the checkout counter. So you can't just walk in, make your coffee, and just walk out.
I teach my kids stuff every day. I am sort of a teacher.
What about like a sensei walks in like a gi? Oh, I'm a teacher. I teach karate.
I do wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. I get free coffee.
MJ, I think you qualify for teaching morons in the news.
Yeah, there you go.
He's more of a preacher.
Yeah, so no additional purchase necessary. The offer does not cover iced coffee or made-to-order espresso drinks. Yeah, it's the Wawa back-to-school celebration, but I didn't know about this for Florida. Florida was August.
Now, you're not a coffee guy.
No, I'm not.
No.
Right.
I have never had a cup of coffee.
Oh, you would love it.
In my life. No,
Wawa.
I don't like the taste.
Can we have one morning where you just have a cup of coffee and see how you feel?
I don't like it.
No, it doesn't matter if you don't like it.
I don't like the taste of coffee. Even like for me, sometimes it's tough with a tiramisu, because that's like coffee shavings or whatever.
You're thinking like a baby.
What?
Aren't the lady fingers dipped or
I'm talking about the actual, not lady fingers. I'm talking about the square tiramisu, the square dessert, not a lady finger. No, it's like a square cut piece of
we know what a tiramisu is.
I think you're thinking of an eclair.
No, they're lady fingers. Lady fingers are dessert.
I think ladyfingers are an ingredient in a lot of tiramisu recipes.
I don't know. Listen,
right,
who the hell knows?
What does the Italian know? Anyway, so Wawa has a totally legit coffee setup amongst the legitest.
Okay, all right.
So, they really have if you never got a Wawa coffee and you're somewhat into coffee, for a lot of folks I know, it's replaced the Starbucks at like a fraction of the price.
Okay.
Their coffee's
Well, listen, Starbucks is ridiculously priced. I mean, like Dunkin' Donuts. Like Michelle loves Dunkin' Donuts. Michelle, that's her go-to coffee. And while it's gotten more expensive, for instance, Dunkin' Donuts, because I used to pick up the coffee for her like incessantly, or I continue to for years. And locally, a small coffee used to be like $1.88. That was the price for years, $1.88. And now when I pick up her small coffee locally, it's like $2.57 or something, or $2.53. So there has been, inflation, prices are up. But, and believe it or not, in like some other states, which you'd think would be more expensive than Florida, when we stop at a Dunkin' Donuts, the small coffee's cheaper in some other states. Like we were up in like Connecticut and Massachusetts. And I think Dunkin' Donuts, the small, was cheaper up there than it was down here in Florida. So I apologize to all the teachers out there for not knowing about this in August, so you could go into Wawa and get your free coffee. It's done. It's over. It's expired here in Florida, and you didn't need any ID. You just walk in and fake it. Fake it till you make it. What it comes down to.
The good news is I do have a trip to Pennsylvania planned later this month.
Why is that?
I have to go to the RV show.
Oh, that's right. Are you gone for how long?
I think 3 show days.
Yeah, I hope we don't have any more hurricane activity this month because, like, the crew is gone. I'm here the entire month. And I believe you're out for a chunk. Froggy's out for a chunk. Roxanne, aren't you out for a chunk?
A day or two.
I think we've coordinated to where for 2 weeks or a week and a half, one of us will be missing.
All right. So, but is anyone gone together at the same time?
We don't think so. No.
Well, you know,
it's not like we've had a meeting about it or anything.
I mean, because what it comes down to is, Roxanne, you did come in this time, but there are times you didn't come in during hurricanes. So I do applaud you. Thank you for coming in.
One time I didn't come in.
Was it only one time?
That's the other hurricane.
Yeah.
And then Froggy,
hurricane, yes.
Froggy never comes in during hurricanes.
Well, I told you about the big tree that fell on my truck.
No,
I couldn't go.
No.
It was a redwood.
Red.
It was a big tree.
What are you, suddenly living in, Eureka, California?
It was a baboa tree.
A what?
It was African baboa tree, the inverted ones that you see in Africa.
Dude, a tree did not fall on your truck.
You had a banyan tree fall on.
Yeah.
No, that would be plausible because we have banyan trees here.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a banyan tree.
Oh.
Right on my truck.
Over on McMullen Booth in front of the old K-Pop place, which is now what? Sam Ash Music? Isn't that a banyan tree or is that the K-Pop? Wasn't there the old K-Pop tree?
Yeah.
Was that the old K-Pop tree restaurant years ago?
Right, on McMullen Booth near Ruth Eckerd Hall.
Right, wasn't it the K-Pop tree?
Yeah, yes, it was.
Because there used to be a K-Pop tree down in South Florida, and I remember that when I was a kid in like the 1970s, I was like 5, 6, 7 years old. We used to go to the K-Pop tree over there, and I think it must have been the same ownership. But isn't that a banyan tree actually? And now it's Sam Ash Music, where I'm indebted to whoever the hell called me in 1998. And said, MJ, yes, we've got a little index card here that you're looking for a particular used synthesizer. Well, we just got one in on trade. I'm like, I never thought. And
why would you want that? You can't even play it.
Back then, I think it was thoroughbred. Does that make sense? Thoroughbred?
Yes, thoroughbred is what it was.
It used to be like thoroughbred music. Now it's Sam Ash. But I wanted a Roland Jupiter 8 keyboard. And it is one of the best, fattest synthesizers that they ever made. And while I'm not a music player, I used it to create sound effects.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I was part of a sound effects library. I was a creator of a sound effects library that was used by radio stations.
Here, I got a helicopter for you.
Okay, great.
Fesher, can you do something like
that?
Yeah,
I've got the guy from I got the guy from Police Academy over here. What's his name? Michael Winslow?
Michael Winslow.
Yeah. Michael Winslow. No, but Thoroughbred, back in the day, they called me up because I had said, hey, listen, if you ever get a Roland Jupiter 8 in on trade or whatever, let me know. They call me up like 6 months later. Hey, you're not going to believe this. We just got a Roland Jupiter 8. Someone traded in. Barely used. It sat in somebody's home in Clearwater or Palm Harbor. It was a local unit. And I paid $1,000 for this keyboard. They are now selling for $15,000 to $20,000, this particular keyboard.
No, it's funny you bring up the Jupiter 8 because Mike Utley plays that, and he was the pianist for Jimmy Buffett.
Are you serious? Yeah. Yeah, the Jupiter 8 was, we're an 80s station. We play, 80s and more, so we have 80s and 90s. But the amount of songs that we play from the 1980s that the Roland Jupiter 8 keyboard was used.
So cool, man.
Yeah, I can hear the sounds. I can hear presets or slightly tweaked presets in half the songs we play. All right. Morons in the who mentioned morons in the news a while ago?
I did.
Oh man, I got a pile today. I've got so much good crap. We might have to push this into 2 segments today. I mean, rock solid. Quick break, and then early morons in the news, I'm telling you right now, are spectacular today. Here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. International Diamond Center, folks. They've done it. It is 6:40 at the MJ Morning Show. Time for early morons in the news. And I'm pretty thrilled with today's pile. It's just good stuff. What do you say we start with the morons right here in the state of Florida?
Okay.
I like my morons.
I'm just waiting for the music to end there.
Listen,
yeah.
I like my morons homegrown.
Well, these morons are homegrown. Let's start in Walton County. You ever been to Walton County?
I drove through. Isn't that like one of the last counties in the Panhandle?
Yeah, I've driven through Walton County as well. A Florida teacher, listen to this. A Florida teacher pulled a gun on a teenager during a road rage incident. You know, this might not be good for your teaching career here in the state of Florida. I'm just saying.
Oh, how do I handle kids? Oh, my temper is very cool. I have good temperament, would never pull a gun.
This Florida teacher has been arrested for an alleged road rage incident with a teenager up in the Panhandle. According to the Walton County Sheriff's Office, 36-year-old Brandon Crumbly
Mr. Crumbly.
Yeah, Mr. Crumbly. What are you doing, Mr. Crumbly?
Sounds like a crotchety character from a cartoon or something.
Brandon Crumbly.
Mr. Crumbly.
Yeah. He brake checked a car that was being driven by a 16-year-old. You know, brake checks are... You know, if you do a little bit of a tap, if somebody is following you too closely and you do just the little brake tap without slowing your car down, just to, give them a little flash. Sometimes you have people that are following too closely and they're kind of zoned out. They're not realizing that they're really following you too closely. You have others that are aggressive drivers and they're on your ass. They're trying to push you over. But brake checking is just not a good idea. Again, if you want to do the little tap, because you can actuate the brake lights. It takes the smallest little tap on the brake typically to light up your brake lights. So if someone's on your butt, they're too close. Well, listen, if you have the opportunity, then just get over to the middle lane or wherever, or to the right lane. Just get over. If somebody wants to go faster than you, just get out of the fast lane. But if you want to tap on the brakes to tell somebody, hey, you're following too closely, or if you're already passing all the cars next to you on the right and you're trying to get past that line, you still have somebody. Listen, I drove to Fort Lauderdale. Oh, you want to talk about awful drivers? My
South
God.
Florida.
South Florida, it is night and day. I thought we had bad drivers here in the Tampa Bay area, and we do. But I'm going to tell you right now, you know what? I had to talk about this in greater detail.
Yeah, please do.
Fort Lauderdale. Let me just write this down so I don't forget. So we drove on Friday, right after the show on Friday. We finished for the weekend, and Michelle and I drove over to Fort Lauderdale to see my parents because we hadn't seen them in a while. My parents, moved from West Palm down to Fort Lauderdale to be closer to where my brother is. My brother's very close to my parents now, instead of an hour drive up to West Palm or Palm Beach Gardens. But the drivers over in Fort Lauderdale are horrible. I'll get into this in more detail later on. But as far as, you tap your brakes, you don't have to jam your car from 75 to 50 by jamming your brakes and brake checking somebody. You can just give a little tap and it doesn't slow your car. And for some people, it's oh, yeah, you know what? I'm following too close and let me back off. And there are plenty of folks that do that. But you also have the aggressive, momos that are just on your butt. So 36-year-old teacher Brandon Crumbly brake checks this car driven by the 16-year-old. Then shortly after, Crumbly went to park his vehicle at his apartment complex when the victim drove by and began exchanging words with Crumbly. The victim told deputies that's when Crumbly lifted his shirt and revealed a gun. Oh. You don't do that. You don't use a gun for leverage. You don't brandish.
Come on, Crumbly.
Yeah, what are you doing, Crumbly? That's a Crumbly decision you just made there. So Crumbly told investigators he never took the weapon out of his holster and did not use it in a threatening manner. But during the investigation, it was revealed that was untrue. After reviewing the surveillance video, guess what? Cameras are everywhere. Apparently, this apartment complex had security cameras. Deputies discovered that Crumbly not only lied, but allegedly appeared to taunt the victim with the weapon. Whoopsies. Yeah, U.S. Marshals arrested Crumbly on August 31st, on Thursday, at his home. Crumbly was identified as a teacher at the Okaloosa Academy, a charter school in Fort Walton Beach. He was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, improper display of a firearm, and obstruction. Now, I don't know why. The story doesn't say why the U.S. Marshals, why Raylan Givens would be involved on this. I have no idea.
It did seem to escalate quickly.
But U.S. Marshal, this seems like it's a local law enforcement matter. This is a local police department or local county sheriff's agency. Why would the U.S. Marshals arrest this is bizarre. Why is this a U.S. Marshals case? Anyway, Florida moron. You ready for another Florida moron?
Oh, yeah.
Why do people sleep on train tracks?
Well, the rail acts as a pillow.
What? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's so comfortable.
And when it vibrates, it tells you to get up.
Mike Lindell for the railroad tie, My Pillow. My pillows feel like your head is on a railroad tie. Hi, Mike Lindell here for My Pillow.
Mike, you need a lozenge? You okay?
So
he does.
What the hell is going on here? This is down in South Florida. This is down in Hialeah. Guy was sleeping on the train tracks, hit by a train.
That's what happens, man.
Yeah. The man was discovered to have been sleeping on the tracks when he was struck. The Miami-Dade Police Department and Miami-Dade Fire Rescue responded to the incident where the victim was transported in critical condition to a nearby trauma center. Yeah, according to Tri-Rail, which is the commuter line, man, I'll tell you what, Tri-Rail seems to either run over people or hit cars because the drivers are so bad there. But it just seems like every other hour there's a Tri-Rail train that rams into a car at a crossing. But anyway, there were delays. This happened over the weekend. Under investigation. But who sleeps on the railroad track? And this is like something we hear about. Oh, yeah, a person hit by a train. They were sleeping on the railroad track, didn't hear the train coming. Come on. I mean, folks, if you're tired, do not fall asleep on the railroad track, okay?
Well, I consider myself a pretty sound sleeper. But wouldn't a train coming...
I would think so.
Yeah,
this is Mike Lindell. Yes.
I mean, Mike, don't you have to blow the horn at every intersection or something?
And the rumbling of the tracks, the vibration might tip you off too.
I think I have a train track like 2 miles from my house, and I can hear the horns at night.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I can hear the train horn. Usually it's at night. I don't know, 6:30 at night, whatever, 7 o'clock. The train in South Tampa that rolls down to like the port in South Tampa, not far from MacDill Air Force Base. And it's the train that kind of crosses MacDill. Right near MacDill and Beta Bay, you have a train that goes across there.
Yeah, runs diagonal.
Also, the same train tracks were right at near Gandy and Dale Mabry, right by our old studios where we worked for years and years and years. And I hear that train horn, and I'm all the way over on the Tampa Bay side. I'm on the entire opposite side of the peninsula. And those train horns, man, those horns can carry for like miles and miles and miles. You know, I hear them. I'm out walking or walking the dogs, 6:30 at night, whatever. And, and I'll hear it constantly. Hey, I'm going to be there tonight.
On the train tracks?
No, I'm going to be right near the train tracks at MacDill and Beta Bay because I got word from Takeshi over at Yoko's that he's getting in fresh Hokkaido uni today.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm going to be there. I'm going to grab some sushi tonight at Yoko's because they're going to have some fresh Hokkaido uni, some buffoon uni. So
you definitely deserve a buffoon uni.
All right. We have a big shipment of jackass uni here. Who do we call? Call MJ.
It's buffoon. It's BAFUN. It's not BAFFOON. It's not that buffoon.
Listen, you make yourself feel better about it any way you want, buffoon.
Buffoon for your buffoonery.
I'm not done with the morons, man. You got to be very careful. If you want to tell a relative that they smell and that they need to take a shower, you ought to think twice about that. And I'm going to tell you why next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. So stand by. You want to hear this. Trust me. You want to hear this little family quarrel issue because this did not end well. So think twice before you tell someone they smell bad and they need to shower up. That's next. 6:50 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Folks, we're givers. We just give. This morning show just gives. We give to you every day, just free entertainment. We do our best to please you, the listener. It's not often that I ask much of you, but it would be highly appreciated if you spread the word about the MJ Morning Show, because inevitably, many of you that are big fans of the show, you know people that don't listen. Or they don't know about us, or maybe they're hooked on some other show. But if they tried us out, they would say, that's a much better show. Yeah, pound for pound, we're just higher quality entertainment, just more, entertainment value for the buck, even though it's all free. So the small ask that I have of you is to, tell 3 people. It's, it's the MJ 3 a day. MJ 3 a day, and just try to tell 3 people that you listen to the MJ Morning Show and you ought to give it a shot. So if you know someone that listens to a different morning show, just tell them to give us a couple of days. Or just, when the show they listen to goes to commercial break, flip over to us. Especially since from 7:23 to 8:45 every morning, we go nonstop for an hour and 20 minutes. We do no commercials, no music, nonstop for an hour and 20 minutes, nonstop content. So do us a favor. I ask very little of you, the listener. Please tell 3 people, coworker, colleague, friend, whoever, relative. Hey, I heard this on the MJ Morning Show. Man, this was funny. I learned this from the MJ Morning Show. Give them some specifics on why they should listen, and tell them to check us out on Q105, which is 104.7 FM. So make sure you tell them 104.7 FM. I don't want 105 to be confused with something else, although that's a boring mess. But listen, what are you laughing at?
That was perfect, how you described it.
All right. So help us grow the MJ Morning Show and our return even more. All right, I have a warning. This is an MJ Morning Show health advisory. Because if you want to be healthy, you don't want to get stabbed in the face. And if you tell a relative they smell and you don't do it with, finesse, you might get stabbed in the face. Yeah, this is...
Jeez.
Frog, you didn't know this was going there, did you?
No, but I have plenty of people want to tell stink.
Well, have you ever done that? Before I get into the...
Fester.
Yeah,
I've told Fester when he's ripe.
I've never stabbed you in the face, though.
No, he just says, yeah, I know. I didn't shower.
Yeah, so.
Roxanne, you ever have to tell anybody, either a friend or relative, you got a little bit of a olfactory wang going on?
What?
Olfactory wang?
What does that mean?
Olfactory is smell, and
yeah?
a little bit of a wang. You get a little bit of a twang, a wang,
I've never heard that.
Well, a ripe smell.
The only thing,
ripe.
Ripe.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Okay.
Wang.
Musty.
The only thing I have to do is sometimes I have to remind my girls in the morning, brush your teeth. The breath is stinky.
Why do you talk in baby talk?
Why you said that to make you mad?
Why are you talking in baby talk?
To make you mad? Because you said I should never do that.
My kids never talked in baby talk.
When they were babies, they did.
I
remember.
They did not. No, you don't.
Yeah, that's right. I remember talking to Julian when he was 2. He was like, hey, Froggy, how you doing there, buddy? Hi.
My kids, that's one thing that drives me nuts.
That's why I did it.
Is kids and baby talk, because you have some kids that are still talking like little babies when they're 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. It's like, my God.
Maybe you have the cleft palate.
No, it has nothing to do with a cleft palate.
They just like it?
No, for whatever reason, some kids, they can't drop the baby talk. And parents, when our kids started to get into baby sound, I corrected them and I got them out of it quickly. So my kids never really got, mired down in the whole baby talk sound. And Roxanne, you just did brush your teeth.
That's how she flirts with Doug.
Brush your teeth.
Hello, Doug.
Hello.
You want some action tonight?
So
do you talk to your kids like that?
Tell you, no, I actually use big vocabulary words.
She's a very good mother.
But if your kids, and I think they do, I think your kids do a little baby talk.
Daviana has a little baby talk going. She does. But we work on it with her. She's 3.
It doesn't matter. My kids didn't do baby talk at 3 because I hate baby talk. Hate it.
They were just very eloquent.
Todd, stop yelling at
I don't want.
She's 6 months old.
I don't want to mention any names here, but we had a friend whose kid was still doing baby talk like at 10 years old. I'm like, oh my God.
So cute.
No, it's not cute. All right, let me get back over to where were we?
I don't even know.
Talking about stinky people.
Smelly relatives. This is out of Louisiana. This woman, a 22-year-old woman, was arrested. Why? Her grandfather approached her on a personal hygiene issue and said that you need to shower more often because you smell. And the 22-year-old granddaughter stabbed him in the face with a kitchen knife.
Take that, Grandpa.
God, is that awful or what?
I don't need Grandpa sitting there in his dirty Depends telling me I'm the one that smells.
That just tells you how much she probably stank.
Oh, yeah.
You have absolutely no reliable information to suggest that Grandpa sits in soiled Depend undergarments.
I actually do.
No, we have no indication of that at all.
We do have indication that if he's Grandpa, he's older, and our sense of smell gets worse as we get older. We can't smell as much. So imagine how ripe this person must have been.
Well, who says that sense of smell gets worse? Does it?
It really does.
with the
It's like hearing. Your hearing isn't it?
What?
Yes.
I can't smell you either.
Carrington Harris, 22 years old, wielded a kitchen knife because of the uncomfortable conversation that Grandpa was trying to have. This happened last week in Keithville, Louisiana. According to the Cato Parish Sheriff's Office, is it C-A-D-D-O? You think that's Cato or Cato? Cato. Harris allegedly went ballistic after being asked to bathe, trashed her grandparents' house, switched off the power to the home. When her grandparents tried to restrain her, Harris broke free, ran to grab the knife from the kitchen, then stabbed her grandfather in the face.
Where in the face? I mean, so many options. Like in the eye?
No, I don't think an eye was taken out. Then she ran and hid in the woods. She was found hours later behind a nearby home. Granddad was taken to a local hospital by first responders with apparently a deep laceration to the face. We don't have full details on exactly what happened, but she was arrested, charged with domestic abuse, battery, domestic elderly abuse, dangerous weapon. Not known if she had any prior run-ins. I'm guessing that she has a little bit of a rap sheet.
I have her mugshot right here.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at her.
She looks quite smelly.
She looks unstable as well. Looks like her hair's got a nasty smell, too. I don't know.
Oh, I would huff that head.
Yeah, she does not look clean. She does not look like one that exercises personal hygiene.
You smell like duty again.
But again, if you have a grandparent that is trying to have a discussion, don't stab them in the face. Yes, Andrew.
Yeah, it's going to make for a very awkward holiday season.
Yeah.
Pass the knife. Pass the turkey. No. Don't give her the knife.
Who's going to cut the turkey? Hey, speaking of hygiene issues and the Labor Day weekend, and a lot of people went to the beach. Can I point something out? Why do people just not go a little further and go to St. Pete Beach or Clearwater Beach?
As opposed to like the
Ben T. Davis or the Gandy Redneck Riviera.
Some people like there.
What?
God, what are you judging them for? Not everybody has to go to the Don Cesar.
Well, no, you don't have to go to the Don Cesar.
I want to go there.
All
so
the
bad.
beaches along the coast are public. The point I'm trying to make is you got a health advisory that popped up because of poop water.
Oh! Which I can tell you right now, I am directly a contributing factor.
To
Ew.
poop water.
You're swimming in Duty Springs.
High bacteria levels caused the Florida Department of Health in Hillsborough County to issue public warnings for Bahia. Isn't that near Apollo? That's near Ruskin, right?
Yeah,
that's
Bahia Beach. They used to have a good brunch there.
That's where the woman. Are you thinking of Bahama Breeze?
No, Bahia Beach.
Over like Apollo,
yes.
Ruskin, Apollo. Well, isn't that where the lady got stung in the chest by the stingray barb and survived? Yeah, like a week ago, a lady over at Bahia, she got hit in the chest with a stingray. It worked out much better for her than Steve Irwin. So,
Yeah.
crikey.
So Bahia Beach is in the town of Ruskin.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ruskin. Yeah, we said Apollo Beach. I said Ruskin, Apollo Beach.
Yep.
So, over there somewhere.
Oh, there's a big difference.
You're close together.
Tell
aren't
somebody from Apollo Beach you live in Ruskin.
They're pretty close.
They're in the same area.
I get you.
But the Hillsborough County Health Department, Florida Department of Health, issued a public advisory for Bahia, Ben T. Davis, and Simmons Park beaches. Yeah, according to the health department, samples taken were above the threshold for enterococci bacteria,
That's right.
and that's poop water, folks. That's fecal contamination. And listen, we had the hurricane. We had all the streets flooded. So sewer product got mixed with the stormwater and then got sucked into the drainage areas, into the waterways. So we had a big poop water alert. So if you were in those waters over the Labor Day weekend, you might have been all poop watered up good. Sorry to say that, but
Just hope you didn't gargle.
yeah.
You wake up with double pink eye.
Ugh, God, that's nasty. I still don't understand the whole Ben T. Davis, Gandy Beach deal, man. Just go a little further. Go to some really nice, pristine, beautiful beaches on the Pinellas coastline. I would just a little tip, little travel tip, free of charge from the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. All right, I got a couple of airplane stories. I got a scam. We've got to talk about 3 big celebrity music deaths. What's going on? You know, they say it comes in threes. All 3 happened over the weekend. Who died? 3 big deaths in the world of music. One of them, you might not know the name, but you'll know the song. So hold on. We'll get into all that. Listen, we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. So don't move here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hour and 20 minutes. I can't even go over everything we're going to do in the next hour and 20 minutes. And it starts next. Don't miss it here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. MJ Morning Show on Q105, MJ, Fester, Roxanne. Yeah, Roxanne, we will talk about your daughters. You said epic meltdown. You're talking about the biggest kitty meltdown of all time?
We all have an epic meltdown in our life, and my older daughter had one when she was about 3, and now Daviana had hers at 3.5. Hopefully they're not bigger than this, because this was a bit doozy.
Hold on to that. And was this in a public place?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, Roxanne said in an email to me last night, just kind of like a little pre-show prep email, I got to talk about the meltdown, epic, worst of all time. So we'll get into that. And hopefully your parenting skills kicked in, because you got to get a handle on that, or else they're going to be shooting up heroin by the time they're 12. So you got to get really, really a handle on this thing.
Okay. Oh, thank you, MJ. I'm really concerned about that.
Well, we'll dive into that in just a matter of minutes. Tell you what, man, it came in threes quickly over the weekend. You know, you always hear that things happen in threes, like plane crashes, but, you know, we haven't had a commercial plane crash in this country since the Colgan Air crash. That was the Continental Airlines feeder in Buffalo, I think 2009. So luckily we've had a lot of near misses. Remember, we had that awful story a week or so ago about 46 near misses during the month of July.
All right, when I think of happens in threes, it's always been celebrity
That's
deaths.
what I'm saying. So it happens in threes. We always hear, it happened. And over the weekend, we had 3 celebrity deaths, and they're all musical. First of all, probably the biggest of all is the death of Jimmy. And I only these Jimmy Buffett songs in my head, and I don't know the title.
Do you have
Let's
the
play
song?
some more.
Do you have the music,
Hold on.
Andrew?
So, Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Cheeseburger in paradise.
By the way, the concept, remember Cheeseburger in Paradise was sort of a restaurant concept?
Yeah, that's the place I projectile vomited after a business meeting. I was right outside in front of the guy I was pitching to.
What? Where was this?
It was in like Atlanta or something, and I was like, "Ooh, let's go to Cheeseburger in Paradise." And I walked out the door. I was like, "That was pretty."
Are you serious?
Yeah, right in the bushes.
Wow.
But I did close the deal.
Wait, when was this?
Oh my gosh, this was like 8-9 years ago. We weren't doing the show at that point. It
Right.
was probably 2015.
So you had gone into the family shelving
Yes.
business, and you're meeting with a guy in Atlanta to sell him, what, like warehouse shelves?
Actually, it was a pallet rack meeting. It was. Yeah.
You ate a cheeseburger in
I took
Paradise.
them all to Cheeseburger Paradise, thinking it was going to be good because Margaritaville's a good place.
Right.
Yeah.
And boy, was it the drizzling poopies.
So is that Jimmy's?
Yeah, it was Wisconsin. He teamed up
It
with
was an
somebody.
Outback. He teamed up with Outback.
Well, but, I got to be honest. I ate a cheeseburger in Paradise up in Virginia Beach. They opened one up, I think it was right next to Carrabba's on Lynn Haven Parkway. And that's I grew up there.
That makes sense.
And it was the old Chi-Chi's location. Remember Chi-Chi's?
yeah, Chi-Chi. Yeah.
Chi-Chi's Mexican?
I liked that place.
Yeah, I like Chi. So that was a hangout. When I was in high school back in the 80s, that was a big hangout for us. Chi-Chi's at Lynn Haven Mall. And that exact spot became, I think, it became a Carrabba's, and then they had a Cheeseburger in Paradise. And I got to be honest, Cheeseburger in Paradise was not, it was not paradise. I didn't think, Michelle and I thought it was terrible.
All right. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know
Are
this.
there any left?
I have some breaking Cheeseburger in
Oh.
Paradise news. Apparently, the locations have gone the way of Jimmy Buffett.
Oh my God.
What you gonna
Hang on. I hit the wrong button.
the wrong
I was
music.
wrong.
I meant to hit that right there. Breaking news from Fester.
They're all closed.
Yeah.
They're dead.
Pastor,
Just like Jimmy.
Well, the product was not good. I don't know how you mess up. Well, it's easy to mess up a cheeseburger, but we ate at one in Virginia Beach, and it wasn't good. We walked out going, that was not Cheeseburger in Paradise.
I have to story top you, MJ. And I'm not going to story top. I'm not going to story top Froggy because nothing tops projectile vomiting. But my cheeseburger in paradise story is a little different. I went to the grand opening of Cheeseburger in Paradise in Omaha, Nebraska.
What the hell were
And
you doing in
I
Omaha,
met-
Nebraska?
Yeah, and I
No,
met-
what were you doing in Omaha, Nebraska?
I was going to the opening of Cheeseburger in Paradise. And
Why
I
would you
met-
go to a Cheeseburger in Paradise opening in Omaha, Nebraska?
Just an adventure.
What?
Adventurous
There's
kind of
gotta be
person.
a reason.
Who invited? Tell us
there's a reason, isn't
what,
there,
what
Rox?
is the story?
There's no. The story is
You don't
went-
end up in Omaha, Nebraska at a Cheeseburger in Paradise grand opening without a story.
Yeah, the story is I went there for a grand opening because I was friends with somebody who was part of it.
Jimmy?
So then,
Who were you
I
friends
met
with?
Jimmy.
Who
I got to meet Jimmy.
Who were you friends with that dragged you to Omaha?
You are
geez.
derailing this story.
No,
it doesn't matter. It was
It
a
really
friend
doesn't.
who. It really doesn't. I haven't gotten to the punchline of the story yet.
All right, go ahead.
I met Jimmy Buffett
And you punched him?
at the opening of Cheeseburger in
Because the
Paradise.
cheeseburger sucked?
This burger sucks, Jimbo. What kind of crap is this, Jim?
How about some respect?
And I also met Warren Buffett the same day.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow, the two most
the
famous
two
Buffets.
Buffets were both
Omaha is where Warren Buffett
where
lives.
Warren Buffett lives. They were both at this opening.
Wow.
Crazy.
So I posted a picture of Warren Buffett on my Instagram
Ass.
as a
Nice,
joke, and people thought I was serious. Hey, MJ, wrong Buffett. I'm like, duh. So another reason why you should follow my Instagram, folks.
I hate it.
Hate what?
Your Instagram. I just hate it.
If Froggy hates it, folks, you ought to follow me. I'm Certified MJ Radio. Give me a follow. Certified MJ Radio. And don't just look at the pictures. You got to read the captions. So regarding Jimmy Buffett and his death, which he died of skin cancer. We'll get into that in a second. And they kept this really, really quiet. But if you look at, there's a picture, it's, let me see here. It is 1, 2, 3, it's 4 back. And there's a picture of a woman standing next to an older guy. And that actually is Jimmy Buffett. And a good friend of ours, Robert and Gigi, Gigi is the front desk manager at Burns Steakhouse. And if you've been to Burns, you've undoubtedly seen Gigi at the front desk. I mean, that is a serious, serious traffic cop job, is keeping everything straight and all those covers, all those tables, all those people in there on busy nights at Burns Steakhouse. But my caption was, R.I.P. Jimmy Buffett. This is our good friend Gigi, front desk supervisor at the world-famous Burns Steakhouse in Tampa with Jimmy in 2013. Did you see that, Froggy?
Oh, yeah, I commented.
Oh, you did? What did you comment? Oh, Froggy's the first comment. All of a sudden, you're showing your respects after putting him down for years?
Yes, that was my comment.
Oh, and then I responded back very snarkily.
You know, that really pissed me
And
off.
I
dude.
responded back to Froggy, I'm the biggest parrot head ever. I've been to 77 shows in 17 states. Froggy is a phony Sudden fan trying to cash in on the sad news of the day.
Did you see my response?
Yes. Then you responded back with, you son of a bitch. But listen, I put up a nice picture of Jimmy Buffett at Burns Steakhouse in 2013, about 10 years ago.
He knew how to find a good steak.
And then later on, I posted a picture of Warren Buffett. I mean, clearly the Oracle of Omaha.
How is he still alive?
Why? He's like 93, 90. Hey, look up Jimmy Buffett's age. I'm sorry,
76.
Warren Buffett's age.
Oh. He's like 96.
He's like 92, 93, 95 years old. He's old, 93. Warren Buffett is 93. So I posted a picture of Warren Buffett, and I wrote this. And this is all on my Instagram, folks. Give me a follow. Certified MJ Radio. I wrote, at Froggy MJ Radio, that's Froggy's, remains inconsolable over the Jimmy Buffett passing. And it's a picture of Warren Buffett.
Such an idiot.
And all these people are commenting, MJ, that's the wrong Buffett. MJ, that's Warren Buffett, not Jimmy. Duh! Come on, folks.
You
Clearly.
should change your name to certifieddadjokes.com or Instagram.
All right.
Anyway, so Jimmy Buffett is dead. How old was he, Froggy? Do you even know?
76, yes, I do.
Now, Andrew, do you have any other music besides the 2 songs that MJ knows?
I know. Well, Andrew gave these titles in my earpiece here, in my headphones, and I don't know the titles that you said, I don't know them. I've never heard this.
Come Monday.
What is this?
This
Heading up
Listen.
to San Francisco.
I've never heard this in my life.
Listen to this
on
irony.
my Labor Day
Labor Day.
weekend.
Labor
Oh,
Day
Labor Day
weekend.
weekend.
This was his first.
I got my hush puppies on. I guess I never was meant.
I never heard this
for
song in my life.
rock and roll.
Froggy, Roxanne has irony and
Fine,
and a
what?
point to make.
Fun fact.
What did you say? Hunchback? Hunchback?
No, I
No.
said fun fact.
Oh, I think I said Hunchback.
Fun fact, Come Monday was his first hit single, and he references Labor Day in the lyrics, and he died
Yeah, we
4
just
days
heard that.
before Labor Day.
Yeah.
Is that a fun fact?
Hold on. What song is this? I
This
don't
is
know what is
Volcano.
this? Never heard this in my life.
Volcano? I don't know. Volcano? Cause I don't know. I don't know.
I have no idea what that is.
I don't know where I'm gonna go.
I don't know
No, I have heard that. I
Yeah,
think I have
I
heard
know that one.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if MJ's the right one to do a Jimmy Buffett death tribute.
Well, that's,
I just don't know if you're the right guy.
I'm not the right guy to do it.
We made-
and guess what?
Froggy is.
I needed to make a mention of the musical deaths over the weekend, so I'm done with Jimmy Buffett now.
The biggest.
And I
Oh,
know
great.
that I know
Thank
that
you.
Froggy probably doesn't think I've done enough here.
No
Froggy,
time at all.
Just
no.
watch Froggy.
I-
He's going to spend more energy on Smash Mouth, alcoholic guy who dies.
Yeah, the guy's liver
Yeah,
explodes. We got to
yeah.
talk about him.
Yeah, let's
So-
talk about him.
The guy who hated radio guys, so
So-
he made all of his songs 0 intros. Him?
Buffett died at his home up in New York, Sag Harbor, out on Long Island near the Hamptons. He died at 76. He had an aggressive skin cancer known as Merkel cell cancer. Had it for 4 years. And I just, so rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett. Not the biggest fan, but listen, hey,
You weren't a fan at all.
my first cousin, Eric, was very good friends with his oldest daughter.
Savannah?
And so, yeah. So how do you know that?
He's a fan.
So my
he knows everything.
yeah. So my
There's a song about her called Savannah.
my cousin Eric was very good friends with Savannah Buffett, and used to hang out at their home over in Palm Beach County. Used to go to their home in the Hamptons. In
A lovely
Sag-
girl. Lovely girl.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure my cousin was on the phone with Savannah, offering condolences. Also, I think Jimmy Buffett owned a lot of the Krispy Kreme donut franchises for a while, at least, over on the east coast of Florida.
Well, he was a heck of a businessman. How
Yeah.
much was he worth?
No, I
$1
thi-
zillion.
Yeah, I think he's worth a lot of. I think
He's
wor- I think-
priceless,
I
is
think
what
I heard he's a billion. Was a
I thought
billionaire.
so, too.
I thought he
I
was
heard
worth
that,
like $1
too.
billion.
He didn't own
Is
any
what I heard.
stock in
All
Coppertone.
right, so Fester. All right, really?
I mean, wait,
Fester.
the guy
Dude.
has a skin cancer. You could have put a little SPF on.
I'm
Jim.
pretty sure he wore SPF.
Are
Dick.
you now? Are you?
just call him a dick?
Maybe,
Come on.
maybe that's the only part he wore the SPF on.
Alcohol abuse for a big portion of his life.
Yeah.
He had liver failure, final stage, and the news came out from TMZ, I think on Saturday, that the lead singer of Smash Mouth was moved to hospice, only had days to live, and then it seemed like 2 hours after TMZ had the story that he only had days to live, then TMZ had the story that he passed away.
How much do you have to drink in your life at 56 for your liver to just be like, I can't anymore?
If you're a raging, blazing alcoholic, everybody's body's different. But you have to have some real serious addiction issues.
Yeah.
I've heard he was like that for a long time.
There
Yeah, do we still have that? Because it's really...
Can you see if you can find that in the archives, Andrew? It was probably before your time. We had audio of Steve Harwell maybe look up Smash Mouth in our audio clips. We had an audio bite of him saying that they started a lot of their songs cold, and when a song starts cold, the vocal starts right away. There's not a musical intro over the song.
Like All-Star. Play the beginning of All-Star.
Exactly. Here it is.
Somebody once told me.
And he said that they started a lot of their songs cold because he hated radio DJs.
I mean, what is that about?
So screw you. Go to hell, Steve.
Yeah. That's
right.
No, I'm kidding. I'm
Oh,
kidding.
come
Listen,
on, too soon.
Yeah, you're right. Listen, I'm sorry, the guy. I do like the music that Smash Mouth does. So.
Can't believe you're doing a nicer tribute to the Smash Mouth guy. Than
I
Jimmy
know. It's
Buffett.
just, it's
I didn't. Hold
unbelievable.
on a minute. I've done nothing of the sort. I'm just.
Jimmy Buffett.
I'm not a big fan, but my cousin Eric. Yes.
no Savannah.
Yes. Hung out at his house.
Is your cousin Chipper? No Smash Mouth guy?
Hang on a second. Let me see if I can call my cousin Eric. Okay, you want a little more?
Not really. But, you know,
Yeah, I would like
I'm
Savannah's number.
Yeah, that's what Froggy. How old is Savannah now? Froggy.
She might be in her 50s.
Hang on. I'm gonna text. Oh yeah, my cousin's.
Where does Eric live?
My cousin's. He lives in Miami now.
Can we play the song
I'm sorry.
Savannah?
He lives in Boca. Hang on.
Pastor, can you bring up a song, Savannah, as we're talking about her, by Jimmy Buffett?
Look it up on YouTube.
It's a beautiful song.
Hang on. I'm sending my cousin Eric. Can we call you later about Jimmy Buffett? Because he was good friends with Jimmy Buffett's daughter.
So, like, he and Jimmy Buffett were just like lounging around the living
Did
room.
he date her?
No, I don't think they dated.
I would have been all
so
up in that.
number 3. So Jimmy Buffett, the Smash Mouth guy, dead. And this guy, who I don't know how many people know the name Gary Wright, but you certainly know the song. That and Queen.
Every time you looked at Tia Carrera, I will have her.
Yeah, that and Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. Remember the huge scene where they're singing in that Pinto, whatever the hell that car was. Yeah, so Gary Wright dead at the age.
The Murph-mobile, by the way.
Thank you.
He was a gremlin.
Yeah, he died at 80 years old. He had a
Oh,
long...
you know what?
Yeah.
Who cares about these guys? Jimmy
All right,
deserves his respect.
Enough, Jimmy.
Enough, Jimmy.
I-
Really?
Hold on.
Enough Smash Mouth guy.
I'm done with it all. I'm done with the trifecta, the 3-way weekend death toll of singers. I'm done. The segment is over. I'm moving along now. I know that Froggy probably is.
I do have something planned.
You have nothing planned.
I do have.
No.
I want to do a proper tribute to Jimmy Buffett.
Today?
Where we talk about his childhood, him growing up.
I don't know if that's slated, but listen, I think we've just
play play a few songs.
Listen to me. We've just concluded our discussion of Jimmy Buffett. Rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett. Froggy, a massive parrot head.
Just give me an hour.
No,
We're two.
Just give me 1 hour. Take a vote. Take a listener vote. Do they want to hear my tribute, or do they want to hear you yak late about Instagram?
Froggy.
And your cousin Eric.
I'm moving along. I got a note from Julian, my son. Julian sent me a text that said, listening to Thursday's podcast and you're talking about vaping. I do not vape, in all caps. And then he says vaping is for, and then he uses a
you know what? Relax, dude. Everybody vape.
No, not everyone
Not
vapes.
everybody, but
you remember that on Thursday's show, we were talking about vaping and how parents need to be alert that vape devices are coming disguised as highlighters, USB thumb drives. You've got all kinds of vaping devices that are disguised as like office supplies now.
you got a TI-82 vape.
Like I'm holding up a Sharpie highlighter right now. I've got a green highlighter. They've got vape pens that look like a freaking highlighter, even colored like a fluorescent highlighter.
Can you also highlight things with them?
I don't think so. I don't think that they actually serve as a highlighter. It just looks like a highlighter.
It's a good question.
The reason why I'm bringing this up is Julian, and the timing is great because I happen to have a couple of other vape stories today that I saw over the weekend. So Julian said he does not vape, and I know that. He's telling me the truth. Hopefully he'll hear this as well. Vaping can shrink testicles and cause sperm counts to plummet. So that's right. And that's not it.
Whoa.
Then there's a tongue issue as well. Male e-cigarette users are losing more than just their smoking habit of like real tobacco devices and tobacco products. New research shows that vaping can shrink the size of your boys and can hamper sex drive and reduce sperm count as well. So, man, they're just racking up all kinds of great things about vaping here, aren't they? Yes.
Fester's definitely never vaped.
What? I've not what?
Fester's definitely never vaped because those things are impressive.
All right, we just
Some castanets on them.
Froggy, will you stop?
I'm just saying.
What do you know? You don't know. Stop.
I don't. Froggy does.
Stop. Well, you know what? That I don't want to know about that.
Froggy
You
knows.
guys are really close.
You never heard the old look at I sat in gum trick?
Stop.
What's this?
Roxanne and I are looking at each other in horror right now. It's
Listen,
like, what is going on here?
Just because I've never pulled the I think I have a growth here joke on
All right,
you.
please stop. Stop. I'm being serious here.
I can't get away with
All right,
wearing a pair of khaki shorts without pulling that joke.
stop. So vaping can shrink your testicles, and reduce. I mean, there are all kinds of issues here. And then listen to this. Vape tongue. Do you know what vape tongue is?
What is it? Reduce your taste buds?
Yes.
It makes it hang down to your testicles.
Vape tongue is a common issue with potentially really nasty side effects. So it just seems the list of vaping issues just gets longer and longer. Vapor's tongue is a loss of most or all of the taste in your mouth as a result of vaping these flavored e-cigarettes. This is really on the rise because of the popularity of these disposable vapes, which have all these ridiculous flavors, says Dr. Stuart Beggs.
Yeah. I tried my buddy does it because he used to smoke or whatever. And I never had one. And I was like, I want to taste it. So I hit it and I was like, it was so strawberry tasting. It was too much. I'm like, this is so sweet.
Folks, if you're a vapor, have you noticed a reduction in the taste that you have for foods? Because vapor's tongue is a real deal. It's vapor's tongue or vape tongue, and it reduces the sense, it destroys your taste buds. So if you want to, if you want to, like, maybe you didn't have, like, long COVID, or maybe you didn't lose taste or smell during COVID, and some people got their taste and smell back. Some people didn't. So if you got COVID and didn't lose your taste buds and you're a vapor, guess what? Hey, you might be able to have your dream come true and lose your sense of taste. So just a warning. Got a vapor's warning here, folks.
What doctor got assigned the testicle study?
Dude, it's research.
All right, listen. There's very important research
Fester,
here.
I don't think I need you making fun of this.
You need to look at the junk of 10,000 men.
I don't think
They shrink in when you inhale. They go, whoop.
All right. Roxanne, moving along. It's time for mommy talk with Roxanne.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Tell me about this meltdown that your 3-year-old had, and you said it was very public. You said this was the worst meltdown your 3-year-old ever had?
Yes. Evelyn Jade had her worst meltdown at Busch Gardens when she spilled her Dippin' Dots and we left the park and it looked like we were kidnapping her and she was like bucking in the stroller. That was her worst.
Oh, my God. Like bucking like a bronco?
Yes. And
so what happened with the Dippin' Dots?
Her Dippin' Dots spilled, but we were far away from the Dippin' Dot stand, so Mommy wasn't taking her back.
Wasn't taking her back. Oh, that's the worst.
And it was a meltdown city.
Yeah.
So was it when my kids were young, when my kids got in a meltdown, they would always end up in me and Kim getting so stressed out that we would argue with each other? Do you and Doug do that?
Yeah.
You just end up fighting with each other?
Yes. That's what happens.
It's tough. It's
All right,
tough.
so how bad was this meltdown?
So this is what happened. I know you're going to critique my parenting, so I have to kind of tell you the good stuff too.
Me critique your parenting?
Never.
His
Never.
kids didn't even baby
No.
talk.
Never.
So we went to a restaurant, True Food, at Midtown. By the way, really hard to get a reservation in South Tampa.
I think I've been there.
Anywhere.
Is that the one with the big outdoor deck?
It is.
Yeah.
Well, okay, wait.
I
Yes.
enjoy false food.
Yes, it's the one story
Phony
place.
food.
Phony food is delicious.
I'm going to open up a place called Phony Food.
Or faux food.
Yeah. And they
There you
just
go.
they just serve you those plastic replica dishes. You ever see like the sushi, the fake sushi, like in
Oh, yeah.
some
Yeah.
places? Yeah.
Looks
All right,
so
go ahead.
good.
So we went there and ate dinner. It was me, Doug, our other guy friend, Doug's one of his best friends, and the 2 kids. I don't bring electronic devices to dinner with my kids. When they're at the table, there's nothing. So they sat there for an hour and a half and listened to us talk about boring adult stuff like world economics and college football. And they were perfect. They were great. Then we moved out. We got some ice cream at William Dean Chocolatier. They have really great gelato.
Where's that?
In the same little Midtown
See,
plaza.
I don't know all the places in Midtown.
You should
for
walk
me,
around it.
Yes, you should.
I probably should. So what I know about Midtown is I know that there's is there a Ben and Jerry's in there?
There is. We did not go to Ben and Jerry's.
Which I don't understand. Just buy Ben and Jerry's in the supermarket.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Or don't buy.
I don't understand a Ben and Jerry's store when you can just go buy pints in the supermarket.
Right.
Why go to Starbucks when you
and-
just make coffee at home?
Yeah, why go to a steakhouse when you can just go to the butcher
But
section?
what I'm
Why
saying
go to a
is,
cookie store? You can make your own cookies.
what I prefer is homemade artisan ice cream, not stuff that's cranked out in a factory. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
So
you will
as-
find it at William Dean.
As
Yes.
far as Midtown goes, I'm aware of Whole Foods because I go to Whole Foods or Sprouts to get my brown cow yogurt since Publix and Winn-Dixie don't want to carry it.
You also go to REI because you're a mountain climber.
I picked up something I picked up something from Michelle at REI once. Hold on. So at Midtown, I've been to Whole Foods. I have been into REI once to pick something up. I've been to Pont Modern American numerous times, which is fantastic. Love that place. And of course, Colony Grill.
Yes,
So-
Colony Grill is right there.
Colony Grill, which is the awesome Stamford, Connecticut bar pie. It's a great bar-style pizza pie. I'm going to be there tomorrow. I've got a business lunch. I'm meeting Andrew Duncan Duo for lunch, and he said, "Hey, where do you want to go for lunch?" I'm like, you know what? Let's go to Colony Grill and grab a bar pie. Sit down in a booth, have a nice conversation. So I'm having lunch with Andrew Duncan tomorrow, and we're going to. I love Colony Grill over there, and they have one in St. Pete as well. So that's really. Oh yeah, this is not a listener lunch. So don't show up tomorrow.
I'm showing up.
Don't show up tomorrow. I'm just having lunch with Andrew Duncan. But I am going to do future MJ listener lunches, because when folks did meet me at Colony Grill a couple of weeks back, with a quick mention, it was pretty successful. So I am going to, move into MJ dedicated listener lunches where we pick a spot and I invite you to just join me for lunch. So I think that's something I'm going to pursue in my final months here on the MJ Morning Show.
Oh, great.
So Roxanne, your daughter, let's see, what else at Midtown? I think that's it.
No, there's quite a bit. I've got the list up right
But
now.
no, I don't-
Shake Shack,
I-
where you've been.
I've never been to the Shake Shack there.
Me neither.
I've never gone to that Shake Shack. I've been to Shake Shack in New York a million times. I've had the unfortunate experience of having Shake Shack at JFK, which is terrible. But
You've been there a million times?
it's true. No, I've been to Shake Shack in New York many times. I just never been to the Tampa location. Anyway, so those are my limitations as far as my exploration of Midtown at this point. So back to your meltdown.
Yes, so we get our ice cream. Everything's going great. So then we sit in this very nice area outside, and it's this beautiful park. Lots of kids are running around. My kids are having a ball. They're meeting new friends.
And this
They're
is
playing
at
musical chairs in Midtown.
No, I'm
In
talking about the meltdown.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Let her tell
Okay,
a story.
all right.
We're
Let her
getting
tell-
there.
let her
But
tell
the
a story.
meltdown was at Busch Gardens.
No,
That's
no.
over.
Okay.
That was the older daughter. That was the older daughter.
Hold on. That was the Dipping Dots meltdown.
Yes. I
Okay.
said every child has an
All right.
epic meltdown. Evelyn Jade had hers at Busch Gardens
Oh,
over Dippin' Dots.
Okay, I got
Yes,
it.
Daviana's is now 3. She's 3.5, and hers was Sunday night.
At Midtown.
At Midtown.
Gotcha. All
You
right.
were there with Doug and a friend, and they listened to you talk for an hour and a half about boring
The
adult
kids
stuff.
did.
So
The
what
kids did.
caused the meltdown?
It just got too late. It was our fault because it was 9:00. The kids had been there since 6.
You can't have a 3 and a 6-year-old out for
I know.
6 to 9 p.m.
I know, and so they're
And you
running
got
around,
nothing
running
for
around,
them to
running
do.
around. They're having a good time now, but I'm like thinking to my head as a mom, my instincts are saying, Roxanne, get out of here.
That's child abuse
It's
almost.
not child. There are
I'm
tons
gonna
of other
call-
kids running around.
I'm going to call Department of Children
listen,
and Families.
What people saw may have
Turn
perceived
you in.
that. So then they start doing this photo booth thing, and Daviana, nothing's making her happy. She's trying to press the filter. She's flipping out. She's throwing herself on the ground. So I'm waving at Doug like across the park. He's just sitting there having a great time. He and his friend are still talking, and I'm like waving at him. Doug, we got to go. Come get your daughter. Because I'm trying to pick her up. And you know when kids do the thing where they straighten their arms and it's like they're on a slide and you drop them, you grab them between their under their shoulders, under their armpits.
Right.
And then they like straighten their arms. And then they slide through. And I'm wearing like big platform heels.
So
and
she knew to lift her arms up to prevent you from carrying her?
Yes. So
man, she's playing you. Hey, Andrew, what did you just say in my head? You just said something in my head.
She said, your daughter.
Your daughter as in my daughter?
No, she said to Doug, come get your daughter.
I didn't hear that.
Because when she acts like that, then
so
I'm
when
like,
they
this
act
isn't
like
me.
little monsters, like little terrorists, it's suddenly Doug's daughter, not your daughter.
Yeah, so I'm waving at him like I can't pick her up. I'm wearing big platform shoes and like this strappy dress, and she's pulling at my dress, and it's so.
Oh man, that would have. What if she ripped your dress off you?
It was almost
in
like
the middle
that.
of Midtown.
So then I'm exposed. Then what happens if I get exposing myself charges in a park and child abuse? It's just a mess, right? So
were you wearing undergarments?
Of course
All
not.
right.
Wow. I mean, yeah.
This story's a mess.
I was wearing underwear. Yes, I was.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And so then I go over to Doug and I'm trying to I'm like, go get Daviana. So he gets her. Then she clings onto the table that we're sitting at, screaming, wouldn't leave. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And then so he had to take her physically and hold her above his head because that's the only way she wouldn't slide out of his arms. So we're leaving this and she's screaming
You
at
put
the
the
top
kid
of
in
her
a
lungs.
headlock.
Yeah, really.
No. It took us 15 minutes to get her into her car seat, and it took all three of us.
You know what they need to invent?
What?
A meltdown bag. Where you put your kid in an inflatable device and you pull the tab.
Like a bubble?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like a whoosh, and it just opens up and it encompasses your kid. There's plenty of air inside.
Yes,
but
kid's fine.
And then you roll them. It's like a ball. It's a meltdown ball. And you put your kid in the meltdown ball. You pull the tab like one of those, like an inflatable vest on an airplane. You pull the tab and it goes. Whoosh,
so is it something the kid wears
No,
and then it opens around them?
You'd have to catch them.
Yeah. Well, you carry.
That sounds tough. Why don't we invent it where it's like on his belt or something, and if he gets unruly, you just pull the zipper and it goes.
Or it could be remote controlled via app.
That sounds expensive.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to think about
But
manufacturing.
you need a meltdown ball. Anyway, so how did you finally get your kid under control?
It took all three of us. And I have to say, of the three of us, my older daughter was handling her best. She's like, Daviana, you're tired. That's all. Just relax. I'm like a deer in headlights because this is like nothing it's insane. And Doug is losing his patience and temper.
I don't want to tell you how to parent because that's not my style to get my nose into other people's business.
No.
But you got to get a handle on that because it's only going to get worse.
No, it's not going to get worse.
It is.
This is what it used to be the terrible twos, but I talked to a lot of parents, and for some reason, three.
Now it's the terrorist threes.
Terrorist threes,
Yeah.
maybe so. But we got home, and she was kind of on Monday morning. She woke up like everything was fine, like almost
Until next time. And it's going to be amplified even worse. You got to get a handle on it, and you got to come up with a form of punishment.
It's not a repetitive behavior. That's why it's such
you need
an
to have
unusual story.
You need a wooden rack at your house or something.
Put her in finishing school.
You're gonna have to ship that kid off. I'm just saying, get a handle on it. Unless your 3-year-old knows that what she did at Midtown
He knows.
Was it Sunday night? You said
Sunday night.
Unless she knows that was absolutely unacceptable, and you better not do that again, or there are severe consequences. She's going to do it again to test you, and it's going to be even
MJ,
worse.
You've seen her. She knew when she came into the studio she wasn't allowed to say anything. I said, you can't talk when you're in the studio. And she sat here and was quiet the whole time. She's a well-behaved kid.
She was here for 2 minutes. You set yourself up for failure by keeping her in a boring adult conversation for almost 2 hours.
All right, moving along.
Keeping her out till 9.
Moving along. I'm just my words of advice to you. So moving along here, 7:58 now at the MJ Morning Show, and this is truly a grand slam breakfast. When I saw this story, I laughed out loud. I'm sorry.
I'm starving.
A driver smashed through a Denny's.
Oh, no.
All right, now this, I feel bad because 23 people were injured. But
man! Wow, Denny's was
busy.
packed.
Hold on, I don't mean to be morbid here.
Was it during like the breakfast rush?
Hang on a minute.
It must have been.
Can you imagine you're eating a Grand Slam breakfast, or can you imagine you're ordering a Grand Slam breakfast and suddenly bam! I mean, a car bashes through your place. Almost like, the Blues Brothers. Whoa! Do you have a Miss Piggy? And then the 74 Dodge Monaco blast through Toys R Us. I mean, can you imagine? Talk about a Grand Slam breakfast.
Where did this happen? Yeah.
Texas.
Oh.
A driver plowed through the wall of a very busy Denny's restaurant. This is a Houston suburb. It's called Rosenberg, Texas. And a guy crashed his SUV into a Denny's late Monday morning. So I believe you can order the Grand Slam breakfast 24/7, though, right?
You can order everything 24/7 there, right?
You can get breakfast anytime at Denny's. The vehicle slammed into the restaurant's south wall, leaving 23 patrons injured. Minor cuts to severe injuries that do not appear to be life-threatening, so that's good. The victims ranged in age from 12 to 60. Now, I'm not laughing at the injuries, but when you hear that a Denny's gets smashed into, and then you think that one of the most famous menu items at Denny's is the Grand Slam, and this guy did a Grand Slam through the south wall of a Denny's in the Houston area. I'm sorry, I laughed, but then I saw that 23 people were injured, and then I felt sad, and I had some remorse for laughing. But still, I mean, you want to talk about a Grand Slam breakfast? Holy frigamoly, that's a Grand Slam breakfast. That's unbelievable.
When was the last time you were at a Denny's?
It's been a while. Last time I was at a Denny's, probably, I don't know, 7 years ago, the one on Boy Scout near the airport.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Okay.
Oh, I don't mind Denny's.
No.
It's been a while since I've been to an IHOP or a Denny's. So, but hey, Grand Slam, baby. We don't have any information on why the guy drove through. I don't know if it was hit the gas instead of the brake. Anyone have a Denny's jingle for us here?
Or a Froggy Caruso.
Yeah. And anybody, if you got anything here, just let me know, because typically we have.
Hit the gas instead of the brake. Another old fart makes a big mistake.
How about something like. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I'll take the big Denny's Grand Slam. Something like that,
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, this is on the fly, as these are. Anybody else, or am I moving on?
Move on.
Okay, we're moving on.
All I got is ham.
Moon's over my hammy.
Yeah, I'm trying to incorporate ham into Grand Slam.
Breakfast places are tough.
All right, remember that segment that I came up with? I was kind of like goofing on myself. Remember for some of these airplane stories, I came up with, hey, it's time for Just Plain Crazy. Remember I was goofing on myself?
Yeah.
Vaguely, yes.
It was like a couple of weeks ago. No, we always seem to have these airplane stories. And I've got like a trifecta today, I think, 2 or 3. And I really feel bad. This is not a story I'm going to make fun of somebody, because this is somebody that had an issue, and you can imagine if this happened to you, how bad this would be. And this is a little gross. This is just like a little bit disgusting. Let me play the air traffic control audio from the pilot as sort of the warm-up here.
Negative. It's just a biohazard issue. We've had a passenger who had diarrhea all the way through the airplane, so they want us to come back to Atlanta.
Oh my God! That's the pilot speaking to the tower.
Yeah, I thought yes. I thought I would just kind of ease into it.
Yeah, that.
Can I throw in a cha-cha-cha?
Oh, it's exactly what you heard. A Delta Airlines flight from Atlanta to Barcelona, Spain, made a U-turn on Friday night because a passenger had apparently
when you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea,
problem on the airplane.
It sounds like they only had one of those problems.
Yeah, just the last part. Delta Airlines flight 194 from Atlanta to Barcelona turned around 2 hours over the Atlantic. They left Atlanta 2 hours out. They made a U-turn, went back to Atlanta because a passenger had uncontrollable diarrhea.
Couldn't we have just put them in the stall and let them sit there?
Well, apparently they had such an issue. I think they were running to the bathroom and it exploded all over the aisle.
my gosh.
Listen to the captain. It had to be for you to turn around an Airbus A350 loaded with people from Atlanta to Barcelona for you to turn around. I mean, this must have been a horror scene.
Negative. It's just a biohazard issue. We've had a passenger who had diarrhea all the way through the airplane, so they want us to come back to Atlanta.
See, if I'm on the ground, what does that mean?
Through the cabin. What do you mean if you're on the ground?
Well, if I'm listening to that, like all through the plane, like that.
That's
like,
the
what does
pilot.
That mean?
The
What
pilot.
does that,
the pilot's talking to air traffic control.
Mm-hmm. So I understand that. What I'm saying is that's a shocking statement
It
to hear
is
from a pilot.
A passenger had an explosive,
Like walking down the aisle,
or running, and apparently it went all the way down the airplane aisle. Can you imagine that?
It must have exploded like one of those bank bags when they explode with red paint.
So the Airbus is one of those big double-decker planes, right?
No, Airbus. Well, if it's
Airbus 360, you said?
No, I said it was a 350.
Oh, I'm sorry, 380.
The 380 is the double decker, and it's a hideous airplane. So
Get it
it's
right.
awful looking. Yeah, the Airbus 380 is double decker.
Okay.
You've got Airbus 319s, 320s, 321s. You got 330s,
All right,
340s.
we believe you.
You have the 350. You got the 380.
Okay, Mr.
You got the Airbus 220, which is really a takeover of the Bombardier aircraft.
Okay,
Yes.
aviation, Andy. What is the passenger capacity of an Airbus?
350?
Yeah.
Depending on the configuration, probably, 295 to 395.
All right, I have to look it up now.
I would say 295 to 395, knocking on 400 on the Airbus 3, depending on the configuration.
Okay, depending on happening. All right, according to the Google, it's 300 to 410, so you're exactly right.
Thank you very much.
Okay, very good. Now, MJ, this has got to be, the whole plane's got to smell, right?
Yes. Well, that's why they turned around.
I would puke.
They turned around and went back.
How do you not have sympathy sickness?
I would.
Like Froggy with his loose trigger, right?
Oh man, listen. Whoever the passenger was,
I would get sick just thinking about it.
Froggy, stop!
I'm feeling ill.
Froggy, don't stop it! Don't chase our listeners away.
I can't.
We need all the listeners we can get. All right, don't chase them away.
I can just
But,
imagining the smell.
So biohazard. The flight was. The flight turned back.
That's a lot of people.
2 hours in, they went back to Atlanta. And they used the same airplane. A crew came on and did a biohazard scrub. All the passengers were deplaned, and they were delayed like 3 additional hours while the airplane was totally like fumigated and cleaned.
One passenger went to the gift shop and got a new pair of pants.
My God. And then, listen, I hate to be gross here, folks, but I told you it's just plain crazy. The next item here. Speaking of let me go back for a second. God, I was going to talk about this like 3 weeks ago, but I didn't get around to it. But now I guess it's a good time. Michelle was on an airplane from Tampa to, I think she was going to Connecticut. I think she was from Tampa to Bradley in Hartford. And there was a terrible smell in the cabin. A passenger's colostomy bag broke. Oh, no. Yeah, on the airplane.
You want me to yak in here?
Hang on a minute. Let me point the. And again, this is nothing to be joking about.
Right.
When Michelle told me the story, I just felt nothing but horror for the individual.
Yeah.
I felt absolute sympathy, empathy, whatever. I just felt bad. Here you have somebody that has a medical condition, needs a colostomy bag, and it breaks on the airplane. I mean, that's a nightmare. And when Michelle told me the story, I felt awful for the person that it happened to. I'm not just like the A350, the Delta flight with the Delta diarrhea. I mean, that's nothing to poke fun at. That's a terrible story. Obviously, the person had a major issue. And do you think I'm sure they felt awful what they did to the cabin? Making the plane turn around, making them wait 3 hours for a complete fumigation of the cabin?
It is perfect, though, that Delta starts with a D also. You have the alliteration of
That's
Delta.
why I said Delta diarrhea.
I know. I mean, it's better than the Southwest Squirts. That's all I got.
The American bleep hole.
Spirit squirts would work.
Spirit squirts. Yeah.
Who flies Spirit?
JetBlue doo-doo. I don't know. I don't know.
Not to be too personal, but has anyone in here ever had an enema?
You know what? What are you doing? No, we're not talking about this.
Who
Stop.
hasn't?
Stop.
Well, I'm just.
No,
What day is today?
We're not. No, I'm moving along. All right. So from the Delta story.
How is that?
What is that?
Because
Stop.
I'm trying to think what situations would prompt you to have no bowel control.
Stop.
And that would be one.
Stop.
That only happens on Emirates Airlines.
Roxanne, Emirates.
Emirates.
So then we have a story on Air Canada. Listen to this headline. Air Canada passengers kicked off flight for refusing to sit on vomit-covered seats. What? What is going on here? Air Canada passenger says 2 of her fellow travelers were recently escorted off the plane because they refused to sit on vomit-covered seats for a 5-hour flight. Passenger Susan Benson wrote about the incident in a Facebook post on August 29th, according to Fox Business. She explained that before the flight from Las Vegas to Montreal took off, 3 passengers struggled to get seated because of the smell in the cabin. There was a foul smell. Didn't know at first what the problem was, but it turned out that somebody had yacked on those seats during a previous flight, and they wanted passengers to sit on those seats. My God, you probably got to take the seat cushions off and throw them away. I'd rather sit on bare frickin' metal frame than a vomit cushion.
Dude, how do they not walk to the plane and see that?
Well,
when I leave a plane, they're always going from seat to seat and cleaning up stuff.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. You know what? They probably saw it. They probably cleaned it, but you can't get that smell out. Benson said the Air Canada staff attempted to mask the smell with coffee grinds and perfume to no avail. Customers reportedly raised the issue to staff, explaining that their seats were wet and still had visible residue. Oh, my God.
When's the vomit and diarrhea hour end?
It's over right now.
Jeez.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry. I told you.
Colostomy bags.
I told you I had 3. I told you I had. It was a just plain crazy segment here on the MJ Morning Show.
Just plain stinky.
Yeah. You know.
We're doing that.
So, yes, Andrew.
Yeah, without describing what happened, the pilot got into it. Pilot comes out and tells them, you have a choice. You can either exit on your own and pay for another flight, or we're going to have you removed from the plane and put you on a no-fly list.
I mean,
that's a lose-lose situation
it
for
is,
Air
man.
Canada.
What a tough.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Tough. Listen, I flew Air Canada several times. We flew Air Canada from Toronto to Haneda in Tokyo. We had a very pleasant time on Air Canada. I thought it was a phenomenal. I would fly Air Canada again.
You obviously
I don't have any problem with Air.
Oh, that's okay. Hey, everybody! I just
hold on. What, Froggy? What did you just?
I want to let everybody know that
what
we lost. Shut up!
What are you doing? Why did you
turn it down a little bit?
I'm in the middle of talking. Why don't you just play this
is the
over?
beginning of the tribute.
What?
This is the beginning of the hour-long tribute. Turn it down. I got to say something.
The Froggy 1-hour tribute to Jimmy Buffett.
Wait a second.
James William Buffett, born December 25th, 1946, was an American singer, songwriter, musician, author, and businessman.
Are you reading his Wikipedia?
Best known for his I wrote this last night. Best known for his tropical rock music, which portrays not only an island
What are you
sound,
doing?
but an island lifestyle.
You're taking over the show?
Shut your stupid face!
This is the worst.
You just took over the show.
If you didn't know, Jimmy Buffett is well known for the Big 8. You know what the Big 8 is? Well, I'll tell you. Margaritaville.
How long is this Jimmy Buffett?
Monday.
How long is this Jimmy?
I got 58 minutes left.
What? Dude, this is
Cheeseburger in paradise?
You're not doing an hour-long Jimmy.
Why don't we get drunk and screw? Changes in latitudes. And son of a sailor.
We're not doing an hour-long
now,
trip.
if you'll join me in a moment of silence for Jimmy, and then we'll get into our first song. Andrew, if you cue up our first song.
We're not doing
moment of silence begins.
We're not doing a moment of silence
now.
Moments of silence.
You can't talk during the moment of silence. It's a moment of silence.
How long do you expect us to be silent?
25 seconds.
No, the light's gonna flash that we have dead air. I'm not doing a moment of silence for 25
Let's
seconds.
do a moment of
Quiet.
silence where we just clear our throats every now and then.
No.
Jesus, shut up for the love of...
Be respectful.
Froggy.
To Jimmy.
All right. Thank you, Jimmy. And now for our first song, Andrew, you could just play it. And we will
Dude,
remember
We're not doing a whole hour.
the songs. Look, even the Today Show's doing it. The Today Show's doing a Jimmy Buffett special, and you're giving me... His lifestyle type music.
Maybe Froggy can misidentify the next song as well.
Yes, changes in latitudes, changes in attitudes. A song about traveling the world.
Is that correct? Yeah, that one's correct.
We'll be back in a couple minutes
No, we're
with more
not.
of the Jimmy Buffett tributes on
No, we're not.
Q105.
No.
All right, take the mics off.
No, I'm not
Take the
turning
mics
the mics
off so we can...
I'm not turning the mics off. Oh, hold on a
No,
minute.
calm
Stop.
down, calm down. No,
Froggy.
Jesus, no.
Stop. Froggy, stop it.
Holy crap.
Why are you doing this?
Why is he doing this?
God damn you! I'm going home.
Oh, my God.
I'm going home.
Folks, hold on a minute. Froggy, come back here. Froggy.
This is your fault, MJ. This is
Oh
how
my
he's
God.
processing his grief.
You did not give him a safe space to grieve.
Oh my! He just picked up his chair. If you're watching MJ TV right now, he just picked up his chair and smashed it. He broke the whole metal leg off the chair. He picked up his first. He damaged the ceiling tiles.
There's insulation that's in the air now because he jacked the drop ceiling so high.
He lifted his chair up and smashed the ceiling tiles and ruined the ceiling tiles, then threw the chair on the ground and smashed the leg off of the chair. He just destroyed.
MJ, I gotta go.
Oh my-
He was trying to channel his grief through art and tribute.
I gotta go
Oh
get
my
him.
God! Hold on a minute. Look at this. I'm holding this on to.
He broke every wheel off
Yeah.
of it.
Every. He just.
Oh my God.
Is MJT? Hey Andrew.
Yeah, you're on.
Is the camera on
yeah,
me?
it's on you.
Oh my God! Look
All
at
right,
this.
let me go find him.
He picked up this chair. I'm holding this to MJ TV. He smashed off all wheels or three of the wheels on this chair and broke the metal legs off. Oh my!
How do you
God.
break the metal legs off?
Oh
Just a hunk of metal. He just broke a hunk of metal. Look at
my
this.
God! Hang on a minute. I got my headphones wrapped around this thing.
Andrew,
this is unbelievable.
Put it on my camera. Look at this.
Oh,
Look at
hang on a
this
minute. Let me
chair leg
plug
that's just
my
been snapped in half.
headphones back in.
Oh, whoa. What was that?
I put the chair to. Oh,
Look at this.
Oh.
MJ, this is a piece of metal
that
that broke.
flung at you? That could have
it's-
gashed your shin. All right, hang on a minute.
MJ,
Yes.
I got him. He's coming back.
All right, Fester.
Listen, I just want you to know, please proceed with just a little bit of caution. He's very distraught
I see
right now.
that.
Make it a safe space for him.
He's very
That's what
distraught.
he said.
Look at
Froggy,
I
you okay, buddy?
We have chair parts, dude. Dude,
Why is there ceiling parts on my desk?
yeah, because you smashed the ceiling. You broke the legs.
He blacked out.
These are cast metal legs that you snapped off like pretzel sticks.
So we have yellow insulation
Oh
that's
my
probably been sitting up there for
God.
30 years.
It's probably asbestos all
Yeah.
through the air right now.
showering down on us.
I'm going to need to order that mesothelioma book off of cable news.
You
Oh,
told me I could
mesothelioma.
say a thing about Jimmy. You told me I could do a thing.
I didn't tell you anything.
I thought you did.
No, I didn't. I mentioned Jimmy Buffett. We did the 3 celebrities that died over the weekend. We did the Dreamweaver dude, Jimmy Buffett, and the Smash Mouth guy. We talked about that at 7:30 this morning. I didn't tell you could do an hour-long Jimmy Buffett tribute at 8 o'clock.
We need 10 ceiling tiles replaced.
God, I mean, you ought to.
Well, I tried to give a simple moment of silence, dude, and you can't stop that dumb freaking cake hole from moving. You just can't stop it. How about you show a little respect?
Stop,
to Jimmy!
Stop throwing.
Show respect!
Let me call my cousin. Hang on a minute.
Can we play Savannah while you call?
This is the worst tribute I've ever heard in my life.
I try to do a good one. You know what? This station plays Jimmy Buffett. They played a little special thing over the weekend.
All right, listen.
They said a little thing that said, Jimmy Buffett, Q105, thanks you. And you can't even give him a moment of silence?
I didn't disrespect him. I mentioned him, and listen, I'm not the biggest Jimmy Buffett fan, but I took time at 7:30 to talk about this, and then you think you're going to do a whole hour to Jimmy Buffett?
Why not?
Hey, Andrew, how many songs? Why didn't you tell Andrew? Why did you blindside me? You obviously had the music ready. So Froggy approached you to have how many Jimmy Buffett songs did you have lined up?
There was no discussion.
Yes, thank you. No discussion needed. Now,
so how did you know to play songs then?
He's pretty quick.
I do these things.
Me and Andrew are both fans, and we got together and talked about how you're an ass and don't know any of his music.
What is this now?
Yeah, Coconut Telegraph? All right.
There's no song called... Hold on a minute. This is... You don't even know the songs. This is not Coconut Telegraph. Andrew said this is what? Andrew.
Fruitcakes.
Hold on. Turn the music off.
Fruitcakes, I told you.
This is called Fruitcakes?
Yeah.
Dude, you
Fruitcakes.
said Coconut Telegraph.
Okay. Well, all of them sort of begin the same.
All of them kind of sound the same at the beginning.
There's a long talking intro in this one.
Let me call my cousin here quickly. Hang on.
In the kitchen.
All right.
Fruitcakes.
You know what? He was like, shut this off. Shut it off. Shut it off.
In the middle of the street.
You know what? His songs sound like the Wiggles.
You want to piss me off even more?
He was like the original Wiggles. Like fruit salad, yummy, yummy. Fruit salad,
Yeah, they're
yummy, yummy.
food and drink based.
Let me call my cousin. Hang on a minute.
Tread lightly, bro.
You gonna break me like the chair? Don't pick up that chair again.
I could probably still sit in it.
You can't. There's no wheels.
Can you imagine what the law firm downstairs must have thought a few minutes ago? My God.
Can't even go through the floor. That's what I was trying. Trying to make it go through the floor.
I'm calling my cousin Eric. Cousin Eric. Hello? Is this my cousin Eric?
Yeah, Todd, are you on air?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I sent you a text saying I was going to call you.
I know, but I didn't know you were going to be on air.
What did you think he was going to call you to say hello, cousin Eric?
Hey, do you have a couple of seconds? Talk about the...
I do, but candidly, Todd, I thought you were talking about 8 o'clock tonight, and I'm not comfortable talking about it. Seriously, I'm sorry.
All right, well, all right.
I didn't know what you were talking about. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let me call you at 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, I
Eric.
thought it would, because I knew that you had a friendship with Jimmy Buffett's daughter.
I did, and I haven't spoken to her in a long time.
Gotcha.
I still love her very much. I just haven't spoken to her in a long time.
Okay,
So,
all right. Well, listen, I thought I texted you. I thought it was clear. All right, happy birthday.
All right, thanks a lot.
Bye.
Talk to you.
Well, that was
All
awkward.
right.
That was awkward.
Back to Jimmy Buffett tributes? All right.
Hold on. I sent my cousin a text.
Oh my
Eric
God.
kind of let us all down.
Hold on. I said this is my first cousin Eric. He's a good kid.
Come on, Roxanne, jump on him about why he's not going to talk about it.
He's like 43 now. I call him a kid. He's like 43.
Oh, he's my age.
But I texted him, hey, can we call you after 8? He said, of course. So, I mean, why? I mean, he hasn't heard from me in like a year. Why would I call him?
Why did you respect his wishes not to talk about it? Why didn't you bully him into telling the story?
Yeah, like you did to Roxanne.
Yeah.
Well, because he was going to hang up on me. That was weird. I mean,
Man, your family really doesn't like you that much.
I said to seriously,
You are the
My
black,
cousins love me.
Folks,
you are the black sheep of that family, dude.
you never know what the hell's going to happen on this show.
You really sounded like this pain in the ass cousin is calling me.
God, that was so douche chilly.
This is why you got to listen to the show every day, because you never know what the hell is going to happen
Okay,
here.
Froggy, my new impression. Ready? My new impression. Ready? Who am I? Todd, are we in the air? Are we on the air right now, Todd? Todd, are we on the radio? Are we in the air? Todd, I'm not comfortable talking about this right now. I haven't talking to her in several years, many years. I'm not comfortable. Who am I?
Gallagher?
No, listen.
Oh, MJ's cousin.
Yeah, which one? Which one's cousin?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot his name. Eric.
I've probably just caused a big new riff in the family.
No, I don't think he liked you before you called him.
No,
it doesn't
he-
sound like he does.
Your mom's going to call you tonight? Todd, what did you do today calling cousin Eric?
Well, Mom, did you hear Mom on the video when we went through her cabinet over the weekend? Folks, I'm telling you, you never know what's going to happen on the MJ Morning Show. And this is a good time to mention that help us out with MJ 3 a day. So if you could tell 3 people today about the MJ Morning Show.
I'll give you $100 if you can tell cousin Eric.
And how you never know what the hell's going to happen on this show. Now, seriously, I'm trying to build the MJ Morning Show audience to the biggest possible. And if you could tell 3 people a day that you listen to the MJ Morning Show, that Froggy just had a meltdown, my cousin...
Which made you look like the biggest ass on her.
We just had a very awkward
That was
moment
so awkward.
with my cousin Eric. So tell people to listen to the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. Yeah, just help us out. And we're just trying to build the listenership to even bigger numbers than we have. So tell 3 people. MJ 3 a day. Just tell 3 people to check out the MJ Morning Show. Because once you listen, you'll be hooked. Whatever else you're listening to now, trust me, this show is better. This is the best morning show, pound for pound, on a daily basis in the entire Tampa Bay area. Probably the whole state. Yes. One of the best in the country.
We're cousin Eric approved.
Yeah. So,
Eric just texted me. He's calling into the midday show to talk about
no, he's not.
his relationship with Savannah. Yes.
Did you see the video at my parents' house with the pantry? We went to visit my parents over the weekend because, listen, my parents are getting old and, they just had their kitchen redone. They bought a new place and they redid the kitchen. They wanted me to see the kitchen. So we went over and Michelle is going through the pantry cabinets because we made cheeseburgers in paradise on Saturday night.
Oh, for someone who doesn't really care about Jimmy Buffett and the tribute today, you still were honoring him with food?
No, we were having cheeseburgers anyway, and it just happened that Jimmy Buffett passed earlier that day or the night before. But we cooked cheeseburgers. Michelle was looking for some condiments because the ketchup in the fridge was just nasty. It was like turned brown.
Oh, God. We scored it, nothing but water.
We have ketchup in the fridge from 2003.
Well, guess what? You're pretty damn close.
Okay.
So Michelle goes to the pantry, and I've got video to prove this. In fact, I've got audio I can play here in just a minute. But my parents do not apparently believe in looking at Best By dates on cans and bottles. So Michelle, she likes mayonnaise on her hamburgers as well. So Michelle finds mayonnaise from 2017 or 2018.
Oh, that can't be good.
Best By date, 2018, I believe it was. Then she finds a jar of tomato sauce, like pasta sauce. Best By 2016. And then, afterward, we go through their spice rack, and they have spices with French's spices where they have not used that Southwest French's used to have remember the old Southwest colors, like that mustard yellow and the burnt orange, and French's labels with those colors, I don't think those were used since like the 1980s or 90s. So we're going through the pantry, and I got to play this audio. And my parents are, I'm trying to keep it quiet, and this is the audio. You can hear that initially I'm like whispering into the microphone on the phone, so my parents didn't hear me, but my mom obviously did. Listen to this.
Michelle is going through my parents' pantry and finding all the expired goods. Michelle, when does this expire?
2016.
What are you looking at? This expired in 2016? Oh my God. 2016. Oh my God. And you found some mayonnaise from 2018?
Stop
All right.
ragging on us, Todd.
You can hear my mom at the end. Stop ragging on us, Todd.
So it sounds like your voice over a trailer for a horror film.
So your mother and father have moved, either once or twice in the last 10 years. They bring the food with them.
Apparently so. That's what Michelle and I were talking about. It's like, why didn't you, before you moved, they just moved into this new place like
a year and a half ago?
Like a little over a year ago. They dragged all of this old food. It's like, why didn't you go through the pantry?
Pack the mustard.
And look at, and after I shot the video, we found canned goods from 2012, 2013, 2014. I found like Green Giant corn Best by date was like 2014. It's like, my God. And then they packed all this up and they dragged it an hour south to Fort Lauderdale from Palm Beach Gardens.
And then unpacked it and put it in their new cupboard.
It's like, you got to go through this stuff. It's unbelievable. Todd, why are you ragging on us? Because this is disgusting.
Don't rag on us, Todd.
Because if we didn't look at it, those ketchups, like the ketchup from, we had mayonnaise from 2018. A 3-pack of, like Costco or Sam's, they sell like the 3-packs of like Heinz ketchup.
That's the picnic pack.
Right.
You get a ketchup, a mustard, like a relish or something.
No. These were like 3 ketchups in like a plastic wrapper.
Yeah, okay.
The ketchup, which should be like a vibrant red, was brown.
Oh.
It was so old. And that ketchup was like 2017 or 2015. Best Buy. And it's like, my God, first of all, my dad tends to overbuy, go into the warehouse clubs and then just is buying way too much. The fridge is packed, the freezer, you couldn't even open the freezer drawers underneath because he's got every frozen item from Trader Joe's jammed in there as well.
Yeah.
So, and then he said, hey, you got to try one of these Trader Joe's strawberry lemonade ice pops. So I'm like, okay, Dad, where are they? In the freezer. So I pull the freezer, 19 things fall out of the freezer. And it's like a jigsaw puzzle to try to get everything back in to be able to close the drawer. So I pull out, listen to this. You're going to love this. My dad's going to be 81 in October. So I finally find the Trader Joe's strawberry lemonade ice pops. I dig in to grab them, and the box is unopened. So I open up the box, and I look inside. Every single bar is a melted, misshaped hellhole. And I'm like, Dad, these were completely melted and refrozen. I mean, the popsicle stick not even attached anymore, or it's sitting on top. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot about those in the trunk for a day. He left Trader Joe's frozen items in the trunk of his car for a day and then put all the frozen stuff back in the freezer to refreeze. My God.
God, you're calling out your parents, dude.
Oh, man. But listen, it was great to see them. Michelle and I had a great time.
Oh, yeah, sounds like it.
I'm sure it was a lovely time with the folks.
We did. We had an awesome time with my parents. But just a couple of funny stories. If you want to see Michelle going through the pantry with the expired items, the video, it's quick. It's only like a 10-second video. It's on my Instagram. Look, they got Knorr mixes. There's some kind of clams down there, and you can see all the crap they have in their pantry drawer as Michelle's looking through the dates. The video is on my Instagram. There's the tomato sauce jar. The video's on my Instagram. Go to Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio, and you'll see it. It's a video. It's like the second or third one in.
Your dad has a jar.
Expired.
What is that?
That's the old Geico commercial, right, with the ants coming over.
Oh,
in the refrigerator.
Oh, that's right.
We do have an ant problem at our new house.
Oh, that's right. And the ants going through the expired.
It's Aunt Joni. Okay,
Oh,
your dad
my
has a bottle of black honey.
He does?
The honey is like charcoal color.
God, you gotta see this, folks. The video. Go back. Go back to the tiles. No, go back to go back. It's the third item. So right now there are doors, then Warren Buffett, and then the third item is sort of a kind of a cockeyed picture of looking down on Michelle. And that's the video of her going through my parents' pantry. It's on my Instagram. It's Certified MJ Radio. And give me a follow while you're there.
He has 8 cans of clams.
He does.
Those
yeah.
are 4-packs.
All right. Have you noticed all of the clickbait crap that's out there?
Yes,
have
I
you
have.
noticed that
It's everywhere.
on every website, It's every single website. The clickbait stories that are not really stories, but with all the clickbait that's going on news sites, every single website, it seems, and you know what? Have you been to like a reputable news site and then when you try to like go back and get off the page, a new page stops you and it says, hey, before you go, check this out. Have you been to those?
Yep.
Does that count as an extra click?
I don't know, unless maybe you have to click on them.
Because we should do that.
The number of clickbait stories that are out there, and it's everywhere. And one of them, this would have actually gone well with my airplane stories about, I don't know, half an hour ago or 40 minutes ago. But I'm like, are you kidding me? Duh. The best time to use the bathroom on an airplane, according to a flight attendant.
Right before you land.
No, it's the dopiest thing. When do you think the bathrooms are the absolute cleanest?
Before you take off?
Yes. While people are boarding the airplane, the bathrooms would have just been serviced by the ground crew, and they would have cleaned the bathroom to the best of their ability. Yeah. I'm looking at this story. It's just a total example of total clickbait out there. Former flight attendant Susan Fogwell spoke with Reader's Digest, and this happens to be something from mentalfloss.com. The best time to go to the bathroom on an airplane is after boarding, but before the plane takes off.
What fun is that?
Well, duh. I mean, the best time to go to the bathroom is after an 8-hour flight to Spain. And you're only 35 minutes out from landing. The pilot's about to say, I'm turning on the seatbelt signs for our initial descent into Madrid. And after 7-8 hours on the airplane, that's the best time to go use an economy zone bathroom. Of course not. The best time is before the plane takes off, when no one's used the damn thing. Just an example of all just the clickbait crap out there. Fester, I got something that's going to light up your life, man.
Lay it on me, baby.
'Cause you light up my life.
I don't know the next word.
Woman says she spent 12 hours at the Golden Corral buffet for just $12.
Dude, you can do that.
Ooh.
You can do that. You can totally do that.
You ought to do this with time-lapse video. We ought to get Buck to set you up at a Golden Corral.
Was she there from like 9 to 9?
Listen to this. This woman on social media put up a video. She paid $12 for the Golden Corral free refill buffet and made it last 12 hours. The young woman's name is Madison. She said, what an accomplishment. Unlimited food and drink for $1 an hour. She bragged after clocking out a clip that has now seen over 5 million views. Best day ever. I think I got my money's worth. Let me know what you think. And she went to a Golden Corral, was there for 12 hours, and the buffet was 12. Is that right? Golden Corral buffet is $12?
I mean, maybe you start with the breakfast buffet, but it goes on all day. I don't know.
Once you pay, I mean, there's no time limit. They don't throw you out.
No, you can't say breakfast is over, get out. No.
So I guess she went in the morning. She went in the 8 o'clock hour for breakfast, and she didn't leave until 8:30 that night. And she only left because they close at 9.
They do. They close at 9, and you have to leave then.
Oh my God! So Fester, I know this is like right up your alley because
I love Golden Corral. I love Golden Corral. Does their best work like on holidays.
You know, the last time I was at a Golden Corral was many years ago in Virginia Beach as well, because Michelle's grandparents used to love like Golden Corral off of, I don't know, General Booth Boulevard or somewhere in Virginia Beach.
It's hot in the elderly community.
Yeah. They love Golden Corral. Man, that was the it spot. So we went to Golden Corral. And listen, I enjoyed it. I did.
Yeah, you could eat like a real glutton there.
You know what you're getting. I think back then they even had the chocolate fountain.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yum.
Put your fried shrimp through the chocolate fountain. So good.
Fester, do you have 12 hours that we can shoot a Fester documentary on?
We should have done other stuff. What did she do? Watch TV, read?
You have to bring a laptop or something with you. You have to sit next to an outlet to keep your phone charged.
Do they ever tell people you got to leave?
Apparently not.
Yeah.
I mean, no. Listen, I'm down for it. I don't have time today, unfortunately.
Hey, real quick here before I forget. No, not today.
Okay, I'm about to
We
say.
got to set a buck. But to do a time lapse. So you'd leave the show early, go to the Golden Corral. Is there one near here?
So there's a Golden Corral that I know of on Hillsborough Avenue.
Where's the closest one to the radio studio here on 4th Street in St. Petersburg?
Do a 12-hour live stream.
Where's the closest?
Hold on.
There's one on Hillsborough, a brand new one.
Yeah, well, the Fester just said that.
That's a good
Tampa,
one.
Florida.
There's one in Largo. I'm looking at the pins. If you zoom in, can you...
There's one on Hillsborough Avenue.
Hold on, you're telling me there's only one Golden Corral in all of Pinellas County?
How many did you think there were?
2 or 3, I would think.
All right, there's
From
one-
Tarpon down to, South St. Pete, I think there'd be 3 of them.
So in the more immediate Tampa Bay area, there's one in Largo, Tampa, Temple Terrace, and
yeah.
Brandon. Then there's also one in Zephyr Hills, a
See
couple
that.
in Lakeland.
Yeah.
got
All right,
one in
anyway, I
Spring
think this would be a
Hill,
great idea.
Bradenton.
Fester goes to Golden Corral from opening to close. So you get there when they open, and you stay there until they close, and we have Buck, our video guy, shoot a time-lapse video. Oh, Froggy, before I forget, dude, next break, when we take a break in like 5 minutes or so, you've got to take this chair outside to the dumpster. Because
Yeah, you got to hide
Man,
the
I'm
evidence.
not taking that
Dude,
nowhere.
hide the evidence, dude.
All right, Fester, would you please go with Froggy? Get rid of this chair. It's got to be thrown away. This chair is
It's not
destroyed.
like it's a dead body.
It's pretty close, dude.
Andrew, did you get video of him hitting the ceiling with the chair and throwing it? Yes or no?
No.
What's going on in there?
I was playing music at the time. I have multiple computers in here I'm looking at.
Yeah, this really is a show that needs more personnel. And
We need MJ. We need
they
somebody.
keep cutting around here.
We need somebody dedicated to just switching camera positions.
Well, it's going to be the all music morning show coming up soon anyway. So
No, it's gonna be the Roxanne morning show.
with,
shut your face.
with 10 songs an hour. All right, so no, seriously, you guys have got to get this chair out of here.
I think it looks good.
Dude. It's all the legs are snapped off. This is
I'm going to do a web post about it.
no. You got to get this evidence the hell out of here,
Talk about clickbait,
dude. This is
MJ,
yes.
Golden Corral in Pinellas closed. It's been closed since COVID.
No. Largo is still open.
That's in Pinellas.
Okay,
Hold on. We're on the website. It says it's there.
Okay, maybe that's true. I mean, I don't know what the Almerton Road operations temporarily suspended, according to the website.
Interesting.
The location on Hillsborough.
Oh my! So it's closed.
It still shows the pin.
Why would it still have a pin in Pinellas County if the Golden Corral? So Andrew answered 19 phone calls apparently in the producer booth. People saying the Golden Corral's closed.
So there's none in Pinellas County. I guess the nearest one would be either Temple Terrace or Hillsborough Avenue.
All right. Well, listen. Let's make our plans there. Hey, speaking of food, so while I was at my parents' house over the weekend. We're down at Fort Lauderdale. We're at my parents' house. And my mom says, hey, there's this really interesting show on Netflix about people who live to 100 years old.
Oh, is it in Asia somewhere?
Have you heard?
I think I read about
It's called The
this.
Blue Zone.
Yes, I read about it.
Have you
I
heard
didn't
about
see it, but I read that story.
So speaking of food and other issues as well, there's a multi-episode series on Netflix. It's called Blue Zone. And in a nutshell, I only saw a part of the first episode. And in a nutshell, it's about why are there pockets of populations in areas scattered around the globe where they have the highest number of centenarians. So, folks that live to 100 plus. And they point out like a place in Japan on the island of Okinawa. Then they also had a place, I think, on the island of Sardinia, which is awesome. We went to Sardinia a couple of summers ago. We loved it. And that's where I get my sardo pecorino for my cacio e pepe. So listen to this. And I had no idea about this, but one of the reasons, for instance, on the island of Okinawa, why they have such a hot pocket of people that live to 100 plus, they talk about the fact that a lot of them are gardening. So they have gardens. They're out gardening in their own personal gardens. But also they brought up the Okinawan sweet potato. Do you know about this?
I read that. Yes, the superfoods.
But we've loved this. So Michelle, she turned me onto it. So Michelle, she lived in Japan for 5 years. So Michelle knows about the Okinawan purple sweet potato. And sweet potatoes are much better for you than a regular potato, a white potato. But the Okinawan, the purple sweet potato, is even better for you than an orange sweet potato. And Michelle's known about these for years. And then she knew that Burns Steakhouse, they have the Okinawan purple potato at Burns Steakhouse. So whenever we go to Burns, a couple times a year we're at Burns, and she'll order the Okinawan sweet potato there. They have it. But here's the deal. I used to get my Okinawan purple sweet potatoes at Sprouts. So I go to Sprouts last week.
The one on in West Chase or near West Chase?
No, the one on Southdale Mabry, a mile from my house.
I didn't know there was one that close.
Oh, yeah,
There's a couple of them.
Yeah, there's one on Southdale Mabry. So I go to Sprouts to go pick up a bunch of purple sweet potatoes because they're delicious. They're packed even more with nutrition and antioxidants, even more than a regular sweet potato. They're delicious. They're colorful. They're fantastic. And then it turns out that on the Netflix show, they're saying that this could be also part of why more people in Okinawa live to 100 than most places on the planet. Could be partially due to the Okinawan purple sweet potato. So even before I saw the episode about this, I'm at Sprouts last week trying to get some sweet potatoes. This is early last week before, full hurricane prep. And I can't find them anywhere because that's where I've always, purchased them. And I say to the produce dude, they're stocking up at Sprouts. I'm like, hey, do you guys have purple sweet potatoes? Where are they? I can't find them. He's like, yeah, we discontinued them. I'm like, what? Yeah, people didn't buy them.
And now there's this documentary on Netflix.
And now there's this big Netflix documentary about why you should eat purple sweet potatoes, Okinawan sweet potatoes. And now Sprouts discontinued. I'm like, what the hell?
How many do you have to eat to live to 100? Like all day you get to eat that thing?
And Publix doesn't carry the Okinawan purple sweet potato. So I used to go to so I'm like SOL now. What's that, Andrew?
Out loud, Andrew. On the air.
Hang on. Who's on? Dave the food guy's on hold? Oh,
Dave Osborne from New Vista.
Super Dave Osborne, the food guy.
From New Vista
From
Foods.
New Vista. Hang on a minute. Dave the superfood guy. Hello, Dave. Welcome back to the MJ Morning Show.
Can you guys hear me?
Dave, you're breaking up a little bit. What's going? Can you hear me?
Dave.
Oh, he got a bad. Hold on, he's got a bad cell. Where are you, Dave?
A warehouse.
Hold on, no, Dave, we can't hear you. You're breaking up.
It sounds like you've been abducted in a warehouse, Dave.
Dave, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Is this any better?
Yeah, that's a little better. Just stay where you are. So, are you calling about my purple sweet potato issue?
Yep. Oh man, can you hear me? Yeah, I do. We keep those in stock. We've got them. So if you want them, I can get some to you.
Oh man, you've got them in stock right now?
Yeah.
Oh
Super
yeah.
Dave with the superfood.
Yes, it's Super Dave Osborne from New Vista Foods. How many pounds of potatoes do you have in stock?
I think we sent some out last night. I've got a case of 30 pounds sitting in my cooler.
Oh yeah, I don't need 30 pounds. I need maybe
like 20 pounds.
No, I don't need
25, not 30.
No,
Dave.
I need like 3 or 5 pounds for now.
Yeah.
So Dave,
Yeah.
do you get them regularly?
Yeah, we do. We've got some customers that like them. Some upper scale restaurants that use them. They like the color. One of the things that you said too, everybody says that blueberries is the superfood with all the antioxidants, but
yeah,
the Okinawan potato supposedly has twice as much antioxidants, and it's really
Yeah, we were talking about this Netflix thing that I stumbled into over the weekend at my parents' house, and they're talking about people that live to 100 around the planet, and in Okinawa, they think one of the causes could be the Okinawan purple sweet potato. Yeah, Dave, if you can get those to me, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I will. The ones that we had, it's interesting. They're not originally from Japan. They were from, as the stories go. But just over the years of transportation, people have taken them and they started growing them in Okinawa. And then the ones that we get are called Okinawan potatoes, but they're made or they're grown in Hawaii. Actually.
Yeah. So I was just going to say that. So they do grow these potatoes on Hawaii as well, or one of the Hawaiian Islands. So Dave, I'll tell you what. Maybe I can meet you because you guys are in Tampa, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you don't have to come all the way to the studio. I can just, when I head back to Tampa after the show, maybe we can meet up later on, and I can grab 4 or 5 pounds of purple sweet potatoes. So now that Sprouts doesn't carry them anymore, I can get them from you.
Yep, whenever you want to get them, just let me know. I can get them for you.
Dude, you're the best.
You're going to regret saying that.
Thank you.
I mean, Dave, you're really going to.
Hey, one real quick thing, the MJ 3 a day. So the last time I was on, I told my family,
Oh, just when the good
the
phone drops out right when the good part hits. All right, Dave, start again. Go, hold on, start again.
All right. So the last time I was on the show, I told my family I was on there, and since Froggy called me Jared from Subway when I came in there, that's all my family calls me now. It's like, oh, it's Jared from Subway.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Froggy, for calling me Jared from Subway.
Thank you, Froggy.
It is an uncanny resemblance.
Dave, I'm heading back over to that side of the water around 10 a.m., so maybe we can hook up. I don't know.
Yep, no problem. I'll give Froggy a Subway sandwich.
Thanks, Jared.
All right, Dave, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Dave.
That's the last thing you
want. All right, see you guys later.
All right,
Bye, Dave.
Friend of the show, Super Dave
he's a nice
Osborne
guy.
from New Vista Foods. They do, food distribution.
All right, so listen, you got to bring me a couple of these because I've never had one.
Oh, they're so good.
I've never had one. So you
and
gotta bring them.
Sprouts, why do you guys discontinue it? I would think with this, I don't know how old this Netflix series is, this Blue Zone.
So I've been seeing the little ad, the little pop-up ad that automatically starts on Netflix for a couple of weeks. I thought you were going to say that the Netflix show caused a rush and they sold out of them.
Guess what?
Yeah, I thought so too.
It probably is going to start a rush. So Sprouts, hello, district manager for Sprouts. I don't know about Whole Foods. Whole Foods sometimes has some of the more eclectic produce items. I wonder if Whole Foods has the purple. Okay, a caller is saying that Whole Foods might have the purple sweet potatoes.
Also, Whole Foods, HOLE, has them as well.
They have donuts at Whole Foods. No, but Fester brought up like a little.
So this is the trailer.
Yeah.
Right? I stopped the trailer at a clip of where they show the 5 blue zone hotspots around the world.
Loma Linda in California in the United States has a pocket of people that live to 100 plus. Nicoya, Costa Rica, Sardinia, Italy, Ikaria, Greece, and Okinawa, Japan. Those are 5 places around the globe where they have a high amount of people that live to 100 plus. And what are the reasons why? So, all right, quick break. Hey, I mentioned something else that we watched. Remember?
A movie?
Yeah, we watched something great last night.
Was it a foreign movie?
Yeah, I got my work done early, so I was able to, kick back at about 8 o'clock last night. We went into our little home theater, and Michelle and I kicked back on the couch, and we watched a phenomenal, unbelievably good, I mean, riveting, just tense, intense. What did we watch last night? Oh, wow. It was incredible. And I highly recommend this. And maybe people will call in if they've already seen it. It was tremendous. So what is my next recommendation to watch? I'm going to tell you next and a whole lot more on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. running a few minutes late, but we actually went long in the long chunk of the show. We went even longer in the long chunk of the show than we usually go. It is 9:04 here on a Tuesday. It's the Tuesday that feels like the Monday because we were off for Labor Day yesterday. Michelle said something to me because she was going through my pile of stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that's why I printed it out. So Michelle said to me, who robs banks anymore? It just doesn't seem like there are a lot of bank robberies anymore.
Yeah.
And Michelle was going through my pile because I printed out the story about the bank on Northdale Mabry that got robbed.
Which one?
Yeah, it was. Hang on, I got it here somewhere.
Whenever I think about bank robberies, I think
Chase.
about Point Break, the movie Point Break.
Oh, with the masks.
Keanu Reeves and the mask.
With the,
That's
like
what
like the Ronald Reagan
yes,
mask.
Yes, the Ronald Reagan mask, Richard Nixon mask.
Yep,
yes.
Yep. Tampa police are investigating a bank robbery at Chase at 2001 Northdale Mabry. Yeah, this happened, I guess, was this Friday when it happened? TPD says a male suspect passed a note to the teller, demanded all the cash. Officials said the suspect then fled in a silver or light-colored vehicle. And just the same thing popped into my head. It's like, who the hell robs banks? There's just not a lot of bank robbing going on, these days.
How much do you weigh?
How much do I weigh?
Yeah.
186.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
What?
Why?
You weigh 186?
Yeah.
He appeared to be around 5 foot to 5'5", weighing 135 pounds to 145, and then he's 50.
Yeah, MJ's perfect excuse. I don't see bank robberies that often anymore. Meanwhile, dun dun dun.
Well, first of all,
it's
I'm over 5'5".
Right, I know.
And I weigh more than 135 to 145 pounds.
Maybe if you hunched over a little bit, I was thinking that.
Oh, and he was wearing an N95 style mask. But Michelle had the same, reaction. Who's robbing banks these days? You just don't have a whole lot of bank robberies.
So everything's on camera, first of all, it's obvious. But the bank bombs, like the little exploding money packets that put that blue dye out.
The dye packs.
That's the biggest deterrent keeping me from robbing banks.
Blue dye, red. Oh, don't say that. Come on.
That'd be a great bank robber.
Yeah.
Everybody on the ground. This is a stick-up.
Yeah, your gruff voice.
Yeah,
it
right?
would totally intimidate. Yes, you would.
I'd use my gruff voice instead of my really high-pitched, friendly voice.
There's a story going around about a woman that left no tip. 0 tip. Nothing. Because I printed this out over the weekend. So
you had it 5 weeks ago. Go ahead.
Well, you sent me a different source to it, but you sent me the Daily Mail rewrite, which those are tedious, man. You got to stop sending me the tedious Daily Mail stuff. My God, those AI written stories with 39 pages and 39,000 pictures. You know what I'm talking about? What can't the Daily Mail just streamline it?
No.
Just streamline it. Come on.
The most unfriendly website.
It is. The Daily Mail has good content, but it is just arduous. It is tedious. It's ponderous, man. Ponderous. So this wife stiffs the waitress at a restaurant because apparently the waitress kept calling her husband sweetheart. So a picture was shared on Imager. You know Imager? IMGUR. It's a photo sharing website. She shares a photo of the receipt. And in the tip area, the wife wrote, "Don't call my husband sweetheart." So the amount of the check was $32.76. The total was $32.76 because the woman left no tip. And in the tip line, where she would leave a dollar amount for the tip, she wrote, "Don't call my husband sweetheart."
Has she ever seen Alice? I mean, that's all they do is call you sweet cheeks.
Who does the waitress think she is? Flo? Waitress said, "Kiss my grits."
Kiss my grits.
Oh, kiss my... I love that show.
Does that run anywhere?
On Freevee.
It does. Run, it's on Freevee?
Yeah, it sounds like a Freevee show. Did you know there was a show called Flo?
Freevee?
For like one season?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And I'm going to get into this must-watch that Michelle and I watched last night in just a second. So the image was posted on this Imager website, and the caption was, "Well, it may be a tip, but she's just trying to make a living. Yep. Social media users outraged by the note the woman left. Come on, is it really that bad if the waitress calls your husband or significant other sweetheart? Oh, no problem, sweetheart. Hey, can I get some more iced tea? Oh, no problem, sweetheart. Here you go, sweetheart. Can I get some sugar packets, please? Oh, here you go, sweetheart. Is it really that bad to call the guy sweetheart? Does this woman have such a thin skin that this is going to bug her? Yeah, and it turns out that the woman that posted the image of, the no tip and the don't call my husband sweetheart in the tip line, people really kind of let her have it. Here's a response. Quote, what an insecure bitch.
Jeez.
They came out of the gate.
On a side note, tipping should be abolished. Pay your staff a living wage. Servers shouldn't be held hostage by a-holes like this woman. That was one of the comments.
You know what I would have said if I was that server?
Yeah, what?
I would have confronted that woman and I would have said, you know what? I really would have preferred if I'd gotten just the tip from your husband.
She's talking about sex.
Roxanne, really? You're just getting dirtier by the day.
No, like if just the tip, the currency, just a piece, the husband would have left a better tip.
Just stop.
There's nothing funny.
No, not just stop.
Yeah, right. She's talking about the tip of a wiener. That's hilarious.
Froggy, you don't have to say that.
See, that's funny.
Why do you have to go that far?
If Roxanne would like,
jeez,
I'm talking about JTT of the W.
All right, moving along here. Froggy, you spend, I don't know how you get work done because you're on Netflix and YouTube.
No, I don't do Netflix.
Virtually 20. Dude, you tell me about all these documentaries on Netflix.
That's after hours. He is a straight YouTube worker.
Michelle and I stumbled across this while I was doing prep over the weekend. I found a story that said, watch this before it disappears on Netflix this month. And every once in a while, you'll see stories that are out there. Hey,
what's coming? What's leaving?
Yeah, these are all the movies that are leaving Netflix this month. So I find this story, and I'm like, oh, wow, I hadn't heard of this thing. So it says, see this? It's got a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. People love this thing. Hurry, it's going to disappear from Netflix on September 23rd. I'm like, hey, Michelle, I found this thing we got to watch. So we go into the home theater. I bring up Netflix up on the device.
Oh, I know what it is.
What do you think it is?
It's the new Adam Sandler movie.
No, it's not.
With his daughters.
No.
It got rave reviews.
It's not.
Rave.
So I go to Netflix and I type in the title and it's not available. I'm like, what the hell? It turns out the story was for UK Netflix. So, and because, the different Netflix platforms, the movies available, that's one of the things Julian loves to do. When we travel internationally, he loves to see what franchises, what movies are available, and it varies greatly all around the planet, whether we were down in, Little Cayman back in late June, whether we're in Japan, wherever we travel, Julian's the first one to pop on a Netflix. Hey, let's see what movies we can get here that we can't get at home. So it turns out the story I saw was for this movie that's disappearing from Netflix on September 23rd. It turns out it's UK Netflix. So
is it a UK movie?
Yeah, it was done in the UK, but it's available everywhere. So I had to I went to Amazon Prime and I bought the thing, or I rented the thing for $3.99. It was, do you guys have any idea what this is?
I don't know, but it better be good.
It was phenomenal. Fester, go ahead and bring up the Wikipedia on this. The name of it, I should go to phones and see if people can guess.
Guess a British movie that was good.
Well, it has to do with a restaurant. Does anyone know? You know what? Let me test.
Oh, is it the?
Let me test out the audience.
Menu?
Don't blurt it. No, it's not The Menu. It's about a restaurant. It's a British film, and it was like, oh my God. But there was something special about it, and I'm going to reveal that in a minute. So I haven't revealed the title, and there's something remarkably, incredibly special about this movie.
Is it King Ralph?
Stop guessing. No. All right, 800-990-1047. We haven't taken any calls today. Well, we took a call from Super Dave Osborne, the food guy. But, man, we just have been just nonstop today.
Is this the movie?
It is.
Okay,
yeah,
so...
Right, Fester just... How'd you know?
I literally typed into Google, British movie about a restaurant. Verbatim, British movie about a restaurant.
That's the movie. Has anybody seen this And do you know what movie I'm talking about? It was tremendous. And then when you hear about one of the features of this, it was incredible. Does anyone know? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. What movie did we watch last night about a British restaurant that was just incredible? Because maybe you've seen it. And if you haven't seen it, trust me on this one, you're going to want to see it. Let me just grab random calls here. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
Brad.
Brad, turn your radio down, Brad. Brad, where are you calling from?
Turn it down, Brad.
We didn't tell you to hang up on us, Brad.
Brad just hung. Oh, you know what? Should I just go through? I should probably just say what the hell it is.
I mean, just say it.
All right, hang on. Let me just grab. I got all these lines are ringing here. Hi, good morning. Who's this? All right, hold on. Andrew's screening calls now. Andrew, put it on hold. Yes, put it on hold quickly. I'll grab it. All right. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
This is Alessandro.
Alessandro, where are you calling from?
Sarasota.
All right, what movie am I talking about?
Boiling Point.
Damn right. Did you see it?
No, I'm going to see it tonight.
Oh, because of my recommendation, or you were going to watch it anyway tonight?
Your recommendation.
So wait a minute, so you Googled movie about a British restaurant?
No.
How'd you know the name of the movie?
TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. Dude, you're going to love it. So you're going to watch it tonight?
Oh, yeah.
All right, buddy. You'll enjoy it. Get back to me tomorrow.
Man, that was worth it.
Hi, good morning. Who's this?
This is Jackie.
Hello, Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
Hold on. Which Jackie is this?
What'd she think?
Wacky Jackie.
Oh, it's Wacky Jackie calling in.
Yeah, first day of unemployment.
She can't stay away. Wacky Jackie, did you watch Boiling Point yet?
No, I always thought you were talking about the cook, the thief, his wife, and her lover, because that also has a very notable feature in it.
Wait a minute.
Cook what?
Say that again?
The cook, the thief, his wife, and her lover is also a British film about a restaurant, but it's from, I think, the early 90s, and Helen Mirren stars in it.
No, this is...
It sounds horrible.
It's apparently, Andrew says it's from 1989, but no, that's not it. But I'm telling you, do you have Netflix, Jackie?
I've seen the ads for Boiling Point, so you're telling me I need to watch that now?
Oh, it was incredible. You got to watch Boiling Point on Netflix, or actually, hang on. It's not on Netflix. It's on British Netflix. So if you want to watch it, you got to drop like $3.99 on Amazon Prime or some of the other pay services. All right?
Oh, I can do that. I've got cards. Yeah. Have an awesome day.
What'd you say?
Have an awesome day.
Have an awesome day. I love you.
You too, Jackie. We love you too. So she can't stay away. She left us on Friday. Wacky Jackie quit. She's moving to some hellhole in Ohio.
It's some dump.
Ohio.
It's like next to a nuclear reactor.
I think it is. But seriously, folks, Boiling Point. I wish it were free on Netflix. It's not. But it's worth $3.99 to rent it. It's called Boiling Point, and it's about a restaurant, and they're having a busy night, and it's a high-pressure, continuous scene. And this is what's remarkable. It's one camera shot for the entire...
Oh, please, that's a lie.
It is.
They say it is, and then there's edits. I'll talk to Julian about this.
Dude, there's no edit. This is remarkable. This is what's so amazing about Boiling Point. It is one camera shot, 1 hour and 20 minutes. It is like a stage play that is a movie, and the camera does not shut off. There is no editing. It's one scene to the next. It makes that Goodfellas scene, like the 3-minute camera move, get the papers. It makes that look like child's play.
Ooh.
It is.
And they're able to keep a story going during all this?
Dude, it is remarkable.
Don't call me dude.
Apparently, they did this like just before COVID, before it got bad, and they only got 4 takes. So they did it 4 different times.
Jeez.
And they had to accelerate their shooting because of COVID shutting everything down. And from what I read, they went with the third take. They did 1 and 2, then they did 3, then they did a 4th one before they had to shut down production and they had to rush things. And they decided that 3 was really good. The third take. It is nonstop, folks. It starts and it doesn't stop until the end of the movie.
So does the movie leave the kitchen at all?
It goes out into the alley behind the restaurant where the trash bins are. So it does that. But other than that, then there's a scene that they go out front because an ambulance is called.
What did it cost $17 to make?
They had to call 999. That's in Britain, it's 999.
I mean, they're walking through the restaurants. I see somebody walking outside.
Dude, it is incredible. I'm telling you right now. I loved this movie. I'm telling you, it is an hour and 20 minutes or so, a little more actually, of one camera shot. There are 0 edits. It is intense. I love the story. Listen, it's got 99% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Is it just because it was shot in one scene?
No.
Do some of the actors have to just stand there and wait?
The tension in a restaurant, in this like open kitchen, like high-end London restaurant, and the restaurant exists. It's called John and Sons, and the restaurant is really a restaurant in London. It's. I got to know more about. I'm going to do more research. I want to find out. I wonder if any of the actors actually work in the restaurant. It is incredible. I don't rave about a movie this often, but it's called Boiling Point, and I didn't know about this. How the hell did I not know about this until I saw a story about it disappearing off of British Netflix?
They must have had some people really working, and then this move,
I don't know. All I know is that
I think it's a lie.
It is highly recommended. I love this thing.
So at any point in this hour and 20-minute movie,
Yeah.
or 2-hour movie, however long it is, could you tell that the characters were buying time or broke their line?
No. There was no line was broke. I don't know if they ad-libbed. If they ad-libbed off the script, it was done remarkably well. Good question, Fester. Fantastic question.
I can't get through one segment of this radio show without the
Well, that's you. You're not good at this.
You're just a mumbler.
What are you talking about?
Speaking of movies, The Exorcist has been scared away by Taylor Swift.
Oh,
yes.
And that was the prime day, right?
Yes.
Like Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, The Exorcist returns.
So we talked about this last week, that the new Taylor Swift concert movie is opening up on Friday the 13th, the same day as The Exorcist, the new version of The Exorcist. And guess what? They blinked. The Exorcist did not want to be in competition with Taylor Swift. So Exorcist was supposed to open on Friday the 13th in October, which would have been a perfect day. This Friday the 13th, it's The Exorcist. And they're moving it to the weekend earlier because they didn't want to get potentially embarrassed by Taylor Swift. So producers of The Exorcist Believer announced on social media late last week that they're going to release a week earlier on October 6th because they were afraid.
The Exorcist.
Afraid of Taylor freaking Swift.
As they should be. Fear Tay-Tay.
Tell you what, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, but I would like to see her head spin around in circles and her puke up green slime. Is that funny to you?
Yeah.
That would be hot.
And then, the Swifties, they would buy bags of her green pea soup puke. They would buy it.
Yum.
They'd probably use it as like a facial cream or something. All right, folks, we got to take a quick break. Andrew found that funny. All right, 9:23 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, the final chunk of the show, and man, this has been a crazy Tuesday. I don't know. I half the show I did not expect to happen today, but it did. So when we get back, final chunk of the MJ Morning Show on a Tuesday that feels like a Monday is next, but we're quicker to Friday. Back in a second. Don't move. MJ Morning Show Q105. You've had numerous friends in Pinellas County, Shore Acres area, right?
Shore Acres, yes. I have a couple of friends who have houses in that area, live in that area.
And they're claiming that some of the potential scam artists are rolling through trying to maybe bilk folks with hurricane cleanup or repairs.
Oh, yeah. And most of them, the ones that are the scammers, are from out of town.
All right, so tell me exactly what you're hearing. So
Okay.
Start from the very beginning. Folks, this is an MJ Morning Show Consumer Alert. Now, ladies and gentlemen, live in the Consumer Alert News Center. It's
Our consumer reporter.
Yeah, it's Roxanne. All right, so what's the story?
I received text from my friend, and he showed me pictures of the houses in Shore Acres. So when we're all like, oh, we missed one. Oh, thank goodness. These people aren't feeling like
Hey,
that.
listen, I know
right?
some people in Beach Park. There are some older, low-lying homes. You've got some homes on the water in Beach Park, West Shore area, South Tampa, and Port Tampa. You've got some homes that are older, and they're built at ground level. They're built right on the slab, virtually at ground level. I mean, a couple of inches off the ground. And I know somebody not far from me, somebody that you know as well, Fester. Froggy, you know who this is. I know somebody right around the corner from me that they have an older home essentially built right on the ground level on the slab, and they had some water intrusion from the back of the canal at their house. So it has happened. There are people with flood damage. There's no doubt about it. Here in the Tampa Bay area, the worst of it, obviously, the direct hit was a little north of Cedar Key. And by the way, people ask me, how was Don, the IT guy's dad's boat, survived? Totally, completely survived.
Oh, my gosh. That's
Because
awesome.
he tied the boat up remarkably well, able to float up and down on the pilings, and his boat completely survived, like a 50-foot fishing boat. Totally survived. So update on Don, the IT guy's dad. All right, so Rox, go ahead.
Okay, so this is good information my friend sent me. He said they're trying to get, the remediators in there. And he said we had an estimate of $25,000. Her neighbor across the street, same house size, $5,000, same company. So they're just throwing prices out to try to
geez.
gouge.
See who will bite.
Right. Some good
Now,
people
was it a
out there.
reputable company, though, or was it the company that had the disparity in price from $5,000 to $25,000? Is it a local, well-known company, or is this some kind of opportunist that's just driving in from out of state?
They lied and told them they were local, but they were actually from New Jersey.
Oh, geez,
What?
really? Oh,
No.
Yes.
You got to be
And
super careful out there.
The guy who used the $5,000 quote was from a local company, the local franchise. So the out of town franchise
Gave them a
people-
$25,000
Yes.
number, whereas a legitimate local company quoted $5,000.
Right. And then
For the same job?
For the same job.
Same house?
No, different houses, but essentially the same size, same type of
So was
issues.
it like a clean out and a dry out issue?
Yes.
Did they take the offer? Did they hire him at 25?
No. And then, but she called them out. She totally called them out. And then she got a note from them, an email from them. Our apologies for the errors on the estimate. This was an oversight. We're dealing with a lot of losses at this time. All of our teams are booked right now. It's all BS. They are from out of town and they're just coming in trying to get a cash grab, basically. And you have to make sure the out of town companies are the gougers. The local people are really helping, but it's a race against the clock, obviously, because you don't want to get mold in the homes. And they're, if you're getting $25,000, $30,000 quotes, or $30,000, I should say, they're trying to scam you.
Yeah, heads up, folks, make sure you're dealing with a well-known local remediation company. If you do have any kind of storm damage, listen, Google on this is going to be your best friend. What's the name of the company? You're going to be able to find out that they're a local company. You're going to be able to find their address. You're going to see if they have Google reviews. So be careful, because anytime you have any type of weather issue, you're going to have the scam artists, the grifters, they're going to roll through here, and they're going to try to rip people off. And apparently, it's in full force. So please be careful.
And a lot of times, they shouldn't really even be able to give you a quote until the adjuster has been in. They won't really know what it is. So a lot of those pictures from Shore Acres, they're bad.
You want to hear something ridiculous? Completely shifting gears here. The CEO of Uber was shocked. He was stunned at a $52 fare to go 3 miles in New York City.
Yeah.
Dude, should you really be the CEO of Uber if you had no idea? I talked about this months ago. We've had numerous trips up to New York recently. And remember, I told the story in the last year. I've pointed this out. Remember, I even did an MJ Morning Show consumer alert that if you're headed to New York City, you are much better off in most cases traveling around the city using a yellow cab than using Uber or Lyft. Remember, I told the story that we were down, we were getting a slice of pizza. We were at Joe's Pizza on Carmine and 6th Avenue, Avenue of the Americas, Julian's favorite spot. And now his dorm is 2 blocks away, so he's like there 4 times a week. Yeah, for Julian, his favorite New York slice in Manhattan is, Joe's Pizza. It's the quintessential New York slice. It just embodies what a New York slice joint, slice should be. So we were there, and then there's a haircut person we love up in Chelsea. 1.2 miles. I mean, it was like a mile. The Uber quote was $55. 1 mile. It's like, are you freaking kidding me?
Could have walked it in 12 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, a little longer than that. But I think it was like a mile and change.
Right.
We were going from, again, like West 4th, a little below West 4th, up to like 38th and 8th. The taxi ride was $14.50 or something. $14.50 versus a $55 Uber. And here's the CEO stunned that a 3 mile ride was $52. Well, dude, does that show how out of touch the Uber CEO is? That's embarrassing. It's like, do you really
know every single Uber out there? I mean, there's a lot of them.
No, it's not one single Uber. It's the fact that in New York, the trend has been for ridiculous Uber rates. And that's why you try to get a yellow cab these days. Yellow cabs are coming back. A bunch of them got really pinched out during COVID, and the medallions are expensive and the whole shebang, and the rentals for the medallion holders to rent to the drivers. But the yellow cabs are starting to come back. But again, warning, heads up, just a little New York City tip. Oh, speaking of scam artists, Roxanne, you were talking about the Shore Acres remediation scammers,
right?
After the hurricane and the brush by that we had. So listen to this scam. A guy sold raffle tickets to win a souped-up Dodge Challenger. This guy sold $46,800 worth of raffle tickets for this Dodge Challenger SRT Demon. And I guess he gave away koozies. People could buy the koozie, and when you bought the koozie, it gave you the chance to win the limited edition Dodge Challenger SRT Demon. Guess what? Total scam. No card, nothing. The guy pocketed $46,800. And it's just an example. This happened in Texas, but you got to be careful. You got these scam artists all over the place. Somebody is pulling a racket wherever you are. Somebody is pulling a racket. Multiple people are pulling rackets all over the place. So there was absolutely no car available.
Especially if you're a tennis player.
Say it again?
There's no racket.
Oh, yeah.
I heard the scam once of like a guy who sold a horse or raffled off a horse, but the horse was dead. he was playing this raffle, but the horse died. But he collected everybody's money, and the only person he had to tell was the person that won, and he gave him his money back. But he kept the rest.
The guy was busted in Texas. The guy's from Texas, but this raffle deal, I guess he was advertising it at auto shows all across the country. So various auto shows, he was selling the raffle tickets, and there was no freaking car. So what this guy think? That no one's ever going to really know? Oh, I just people would assume that they just didn't win the car?
Maybe he thought he'd sell enough to get one.
Maybe you go to a dealership and you just take a picture in front of one next to your, like your uncle.
People could buy a ticket into the raffle by buying a $100 foam drink holder and then paying a $5 processing fee. So the guy had the nerve to sell a ticket for $100 for this phony faked up raffle and then had a $5 processing fee on top of it.
And there were suckers that were going for it.
Yeah, just be very, very careful. Because, again, scammers are everywhere. Fester, this is near and dear to your heart. Over 245,000 pounds of Banquet frozen chicken strips have been recalled due to contamination.
Dude, don't knock the Banquet food line. That's some good stuff. Listen, not exactly the fanciest food in the world, but...
Who said I'm knocking the Banquet food line?
The way you kind of see it.
I said this is near and dear to your heart.
I love Banquet frozen food products.
Where did I didn't knock it anywhere. I didn't knock the product.
Maybe it was a preemptive strike I wanted to just
Do you even know who? Let's see how big a fan you are. What company?
Armor.
What?
Armor Foods.
No, it's not Armor Foods.
Like for Taste Some More, it's Encore.
No,
Taste Some More, it's Encore. That's what it was.
No. I'm asking Fester, if you're such a fan, which big food conglomerate owns Banquet fried chicken and chicken products?
Modeza. What's that one?
No, they do alcoholic beverages.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who?
Who
owns Banquet?
ConAgra.
Man, you ain't no fan.
Yeah, ConAgra recalling 245,366 pounds of Banquet brand frozen chicken strips because they could contain plastic.
Oh,
better than listeria or some kind of foodborne illness, but
I'll spit out some plastic. Big
Yeah, they say we eat a lot of plastic every day.
Do you have? Well, you do. They say that. What is it that you eat a credit card's worth of plastic?
I thought it was once a month.
Maybe.
Credit card's worth of
Yeah, it's not every day, but if
every day.
if you look at a plastic credit card in your wallet, can you look that up? So
yeah,
we have.
I'm looking it up right now. That's why I always say, don't worry about straws going into the ocean. Just eat a plastic straw. Save a sea turtle.
What?
She always says that. Sounds like a shirt. She always says that. It's a really wordy shirt.
What the hell? What?
She's trying to sell
it. What? All right, well, see if we can find.
Wow.
We're down to the final moments here.
You likely consume the rough equivalent of a credit card's worth of plastic every single week.
Ooh.
Really?
All right. I'll buy some Banquet frozen meals this week.
Do you have Banquet frozen chicken in your freezer right now, Fester?
I have the chicken parm, yeah.
Oh, look at you.
The fried chicken meal, huh?
Yeah, so
I have another expression. Stop using your credit card to rack up debt. Eat it.
All right, we got to go.
Yeah. The frozen chicken strips have a best if used by date of December 12, 2024, January 1st of 2025, and January 7th of 2025.
But it's just the chicken strips?
Yeah. It just says chicken strips. Yep.
The chicken strip meal, yeah.
You should throw it away or return for a refund. Yeah, of course you should do it. But anyway, listen, a plastic piece in your chicken strips really going to hurt you when you eat a credit card a week worth of plastic in our foods and the fact that the water that we consume, all the microplastics that are out there, right? That's what the deal is.
Somebody's in the lobby to see us.
Who's that?
David.
Oh, he came here?
Yes.
He's not going to dilly-dally.
Oh, man.
I love him.
Who?
Super Dave Osborne is here, I think, with my purple Okinawan sweet potatoes.
Wow.
Yeah, I told him he didn't have to drive over here, that I would just meet him over in Tampa.
Yeah, the gas is a write-off.
All right, there you go. Folks, have a great day. Great to be back after our nice, long 3-day weekend. Everybody have a fantastic day. You want to get a hold of me? I'm MJ at MJMorningshow.com. On Instagram, I'm Certified MJ Radio. Give me a follow. We'll see you back here tomorrow, and let's be careful out there.